Funding provided by
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
And by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
Pella Windows and Doors help bring your home to life. For more than 100 years, Pella has been dedicated to building a brighter future in Iowa communities. Pella Corporation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS.
A live look outside Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa for the Iowa High School Girls Wrestling Championships. Tonight, we bring you incredible stories and non-stop action as these student athletes who poured their hearts into the journey step on the mat with a championship on the line. It's sold out as this has the makings of being a historic night. I'm Eric Braley. This is Megan Black Campion, and what an atmosphere we already have, and we haven't even started wrestling yet. Why are you excited for tonight?
I'm so excited. I'm excited for the girls to have a chance to create their own legacy, legacy for their school, and maybe even continue a legacy that their family has started. So.
I love that word, legacy. She has a lot of legacy herself. Let's talk about that and what she has done as a women's pioneer for wrestling. Because before girls wrestling was a sanctioned sport in Iowa, Megan was the first female to qualify and actually place at the Iowa Boys State Wrestling Tournament. She went on to be a three-time All-American at the Fargo Nationals, won a gold medal at the Junior Pan American Games in 2014, and earned All-America honors all 4 years of college. That was a couple years ago. Megan Black Campion, currently in the U.S. Army, a mom of 3 young girls, joining us here. You can see all of the accomplishments that you have done. The state of Iowa and girls wrestling certainly wasn't what it was way back then.
No, it's not. It's come so far. It makes my heart so happy to be in this arena. It's packed tonight with people just excited to watch these females compete.
All right, we'll now send it to the public address announcer for the Parade of Champions and a whole lot more.
The Iowa City Area Sports Commission is a proud partner of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and has been honored to once again serve as the host community for the Girls State Wrestling Championships. The Sports Commission is proud to begin the process of annually supporting one Iowa girl wrestler with a $2,500 scholarship towards their college education. Today, Iowa City Area Sports Commission Chair Emily Downs, along with Think Iowa City President Josh Schomburger, are honored to present this check and an ongoing commitment to the continued growth of girls wrestling and the Iowa Girl. Accepting the check on behalf of the Iowa Girl Foundation are IGHSAU Executive Director Aaron Gerlich and Wrestling Administrator Kylie Walker.
It's now time to present the Iowa Bankers Association Student Athlete Achievement Award. Every year at the Girls State Wrestling Tournament, the Iowa Bankers Association presents a Student Athlete Achievement Award to a student athlete who excels on the court, in the classroom, and in their community. The recipient receives a $1,000 scholarship to the college of their choice. The 2026 Student Athlete Achievement Award winner for girls wrestling is Caitlin Brandhorst from Madrid High School in Madrid. Presenting the award is Dustin Anderson from City State Bank in Madrid. Congratulations, Caitlin, on receiving this scholarship. And thank you to Dustin with City State Bank in Madrid and the Iowa Bankers Association for their sponsorship of this award.
Every year, the Iowa High School Athletic Directors Association honors one of its own as the State Athletic Director of the Year. Presenting this year's award is IHSAU President Tanya Moe and Second Vice President Zach Clark. The 2026 recipient of the Athletic Director of the Year is Brent Cook of Dubuque Senior. Brent Cook has enjoyed 30 years of experience in secondary education and interscholastic athletics. He serves as assistant principal for activities and athletics at Dubuque Senior High School, a role he has held since 2012. Prior to Dubuque Senior, Brent spent 10 years as assistant principal and athletic director at Central DeWitt High School and earlier held teaching, coaching, and leadership roles in Illinois. A graduate of the University of Northern Iowa and Illinois State University, Brent holds the Certified Master Athletic Administrator, CMAA designation, and is a lifetime member of the NIAAA and IHSAU. He has served on the Iowa School Athletic Board of Control since 2017 and currently represents Section 4 on the NIAAA Board of Directors. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the 2026 IHSAU Athletic Director of the Year from Dubuque Senior, Brent Cook.
The Golden Whistle Award is presented to retiring wrestling officials whose dedication to the sport have shaped Iowa wrestling for decades. Presenting awards today, representing the Iowa Wrestling Coaches and Officials Association, are Bruce Ennin, Sean Angel, Lanny Brand, Pat Logren, and Adam Hargrave. This year's honorees are Doran Slick Montgomery, Scott Whitehill, Bob Donnelly, Sean Thompson, and Bob Murphy. Accepting the award for Sean Thompson are his sons Trey and Jade Thompson. These men have left a tremendous impact on the sport of wrestling and have left lasting legacies through their service and mentorship. Congratulations, all of you.
The IWCOA honors an official for their dedication and commitment to the sport of wrestling with its Official of the Year award. The 2026 IWCOA Official of the Year is Brian Gray. Presenting his award is 2025 winner Ben Marshall. Brian, the son of Hall of Fame official Rich Gray, grew up on the wrestling mat and has been officiating wrestling for 34 seasons. He's officiated at every IGHSAU state wrestling tournament, while also officiating 26 boys state meets and 19 championship matches. Brian was named NFHS Iowa Wrestling Official of the Year in 2020, Iowa Boys Official of the Year in 2023, and is a member of the IHSAA Officials Hall of Fame. He has also served as a valuable mentor and evaluator and founded the Central Iowa Wrestling Officials Association and currently serves as the Director of Officials for the IWCOA. Brian and his wife Tiffany reside in Winterset. Congratulations to the 2026 IWCOA Official of the Year, Brian Gray.
The IWCOA honors a junior high girls wrestling coach of the year each year for dedication and commitment to the sport. This year, that honor goes to Elena Millage of Lamar's. Presenting her award is Adam Hale of Pella. Elena has made a lasting impact on growing and promoting wrestling. She consistently recruits new athletes by creating a welcoming and encouraging environment that inspires students, many for the first time, to step onto the mat. Congratulations to this year's Junior High Coach of the Year, Elena Millage.
Every year, the IWCOA honors outstanding coaches in both Class 1A and 2A. The IWCOA 1A Coach of the Year is Jared Pickett. Presenting his award is one of last year's winners, Coach Dan Stiefel from East Buchanan. Jared has over 20 years of coaching and was the driving force behind Denver High School adding girls wrestling. He's known for being an outstanding advocate, recruiter, and coach that builds confidence in every student athlete that he coaches while assembling a collaborative coaching staff that brings diverse strengths and perspectives. He and his staff have increased participation numbers across all age groups while developing a strong wrestling culture. Prior to coaching at Denver, he spent 7 seasons at Emmitsburg and 1 year at Harlan. He is currently a science teacher at Denver. He is honored tonight with his wife Valerie and his boys Reese and Strider, as well as his coaching staff. Congratulations to the 1A Coach of the Year from Denver High School, Jared Pickett.
The IWCOA 2A Coach of the Year is Kelly Siri from Linmar High School. Presenting his award is last year's winner, Jake Phillips from Mason City. Kelly brings nearly 3 decades of wrestling coaching experience to his role as head girls wrestling coach at Linmar High School, a position he has held for the past 2 seasons. In that time, he has guided the Lions to a 23-3 dual record. A longtime fixture in Iowa high school wrestling, Kelly stepped into the head coaching role after serving as a Linmar girls assistant. Prior to that, he spent more than a decade as an assistant coach for the Lion boys program. Siri began his coaching career in 1997 at Newton High School and later held assistant coaching positions at Xavier High School and at Cedar Rapids Prairie. Accepting his award with him tonight are his wife Tara and his coaches. Congratulations to the Class 2A Coach of the Year from Linmar, Kelly Siri.
The Iowa Wrestling Coaches and Officials Association honors an individual who has dedicated their life to wrestling with the prestigious President's Award. Presenting the award tonight is IWCOA Representative Alana Warren. The 2026 recipient of the President's Award is Bob Murphy of Manchester. Bob, a native of Parnell, graduated from Williamsburg in 1970. An All-American wrestler at Loras College, Bob began his coaching career at Loras before moving into the high school ranks, coaching at Dubuque-Wahlert before landing at West Delaware, where he spent 25 seasons as assistant principal and athletic director. He was active as the executive director of the IWCOA and was a leading voice in the sanctioning of girls high school wrestling in Iowa. He also was a highly decorated wrestling official for 53 years, working 30 state tournaments. He is still active as commissioner of the WAMAC Conference and is the current IWCOA treasurer. Congratulations to this year's recipient of the IWCOA President's Award from West Delaware, Bob Murphy. Accompanying Bob tonight is his wife, Jane.
Every year, the National Federation of High School Associations honors outstanding officials from each state in their respective sports. Presenting tonight's award is IGHSAU Executive Director Aaron Gerlich. This year's recipient in girls wrestling is Adam Hargrave of Letts. Adam is a respected leader in sports officiating with more than 20 years of experience in officiating, rules interpretation, and mentorship. He is known for advancing officiating standards, developing training programs, and supporting the growth of officials across Iowa and beyond. For over a decade, Adam has officiated high-profile state tournaments, demonstrating a strong commitment to athlete safety and integrity. Adam and his wife, Whitney, have 2 children, Emery and Lennon. Congratulations to this year's NFOA Girls Wrestling Official of the Year, Adam Hargrave.
The Golden Plaque of Distinction Award honors an Iowa coach who has built a successful career while making lasting contributions to their school, community, and the coaching profession. Presenting this year's award is IGHSAU Executive Director Aaron Gerlich and IGHSAU Wrestling Administrator Kylie Walker. The 2026 Golden Plaque of Distinction recipient in wrestling is Troy Greeter of Ridgeview. Troy began his journey in coaching and growing girls wrestling 11 years ago. In addition to his coaching duties, he has been a tireless advocate for girls wrestling and the expansion of the sport in Western Iowa. He is accompanied tonight by the first girl he ever coached, Keegan King Mandernock, who has followed in her coach's footsteps by serving as an assistant wrestling coach at South Central Calhoun. He also expresses his deep appreciation to his wife, Chris, for her support during his coaching journey. Presenting the Golden Plaque of Distinction Award in Wrestling from Ridgeview, Troy Greeter. Congratulations, Troy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now begin our Parade of Champions. Leading them are our Grand Marshals, past IWCOA champions, whose achievements helped lay the foundation for girls wrestling in the state of Iowa.
'19 champion Allie Gerbrocht from AGWSR.
2019 and 20 champion Tatum Park from Davenport North.
2019 and 2020 champion Chloe Clemens from Cedar Rapids, Jefferson.
2019 champion Toya Griffin from Nashua Plainfield.
2019 champion Riley Slycord from Colfax, Mingo.
2020 champion Janelle Avila from Lisbon.
2020 champion Elena Schmidt from Dubuque Wallert.
2020 champion Salima Omari from Iowa City West.
2021 champion Morgan Smith from Denver.
2021 and 2022 champion Eva Diaz from Waverly Shell Rock.
2022 champion Jillian Worthen from Union, LaPorte City.
2022 champion Raina Utterbach from Sigourney, Keota.
2022 champion Hannah Rogers from Wilton.
2022 champion Alexis Ross from Fort Dodge.
Please give them all a round of applause as we celebrate their trailblazing efforts and lasting impact on our sport.
We will now honor our 2026 place winners. We will start with our 100-pound athletes.
Next, our 105-pound athletes.
Please welcome our 110-pound athletes to the floor.
Next, welcome to the floor our 115-pound athletes.
Please welcome our 120-pound athletes to the mat.
Next come our 125-pound athletes.
Please welcome to the mat our 130-pound athletes.
Next, we have our 135-pound athletes.
And now, here comes our 140-pound athletes.
Here come our 145-pound athletes.
Let's hear it for our 155-pound athletes.
Next, we have our 170-pound athletes joining the floor.
Here come our 190-pound athletes.
And finally, please welcome our 235 athletes to the floor. Congratulations to all our state qualifiers for the 2026 Girls State Wrestling Tournament, as well as all of our placers. Ladies, you have all etched your names in the history books. Tonight, it is time to crown our 2026 state champions.
All right, wrestling fans, please rise if you're able. Remove your caps and hats as we face the flag and we honor our many veterans who have so proudly served, the men and women across the world who protect our freedom each and every day, and this great country we call home, with tonight the singing of our national anthem by La Marie Levy Lucama, a 2023 Linn-Mar grad.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets the bombs bursting in air, that our flag was still there. I'll say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the brave. Thank you.
La Marie Levy Lucama, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Well, a lot of things just happened. I'm a little speechless. That was incredible.
That might be the best national anthem I have ever heard at a state tournament for sure.
So the stage is set. Again, it's sold out here inside the arena. Goosebumps as you see former champions parading out. And we have a couple of graphics here to set the stage of the matchups that will really take the next couple of hours here, as we got a lot of weight classes. We start with 100 pounds, the lightest weights, work our way up really at 5-pound increments, and really representing every corner of the state, small schools, medium-sized schools, large cities. When you look at the 1A matchups, anything jump out at you?
Well, I'm excited, of course, to see my alma mater of Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont. But of course, I've seen a lot of, the first seeds actually making it, but also you see a number 5 seed in the finals, and that's awesome to see as well. Clear a number 9 seed. It's exciting because that's what the state tournament is about, right?
So that is a look at the 1A matchup. So we have 2 mats happening, action happening at the exact same time. So a 1A final and the 2A finals happening all at once. So here's the 2A matchups happening. And again, only 2 classes right now for girls wrestling. If I could look into the crystal ball, I don't think, 5 years from now, we might have 3 classes.
Right, we might. But right now, I love that we're even at 2. And I think that you're going to see the technique and the strength of the girls get better and better and better. And eventually, maybe we'll have a 3A. But I love what we have right now with having 2 classes.
Again, you see the numbers next to each of the names. That means that is the seed they had heading into this state championship, this state tournament here in Coralville. So a lot of ones, meaning they have outstanding records, the full body of work throughout their season. You have some freshmen, you have some sophomores, you have some juniors, you have some seniors, someone who's looking to win 4 in a row, which is something that's really, kind of unprecedented.
Right,
here.
We're going to get to see that tonight from Raccoon River. So we're going to get a chance to see Katie Biscaglia go for her number 4, which is amazing.
Well, again, the crowd, the sights around here with the IGHSAU Girls State Wrestling, the pink branding. They are packed here shoulder to shoulder, sold out crowd ready to erupt as the final day of high school girls wrestling is upon us here tonight. As we await the student athletes to run right out of there to compete for the 100-pound weight class. As we take a look at who will be at the 100-pound weight class, it'll be Abigail Peterson and Audrey Cummings for Class 1A. And at Class 2A, it'll be Mara Davis and Nora Onimus competing for the 2A crown. As Denver, Wilton High School, Algona, and Indianola High School represented. All right, here we are.
Here we go.
Representing Denver, Abigail Peterson.
From Wilton, Audrey Cummings.
So you see the records on the screen, 39-5 against 36-0.
Right, both athletes have had a lot of matches this year.
And now for the Class 2A matchup, 39-0, Nemus versus Davis, a sophomore versus a junior. And now we turn the lights full. The officials who have worked hard to get to this stage as well.
In the pink. I love their their pink shirts. Goes with the theme.
So in Class 1A, you can see the split screen. That'll be Cummings and Peterson, while O'Nemus and Davis will be on the right side of your screen. First period going in and being very aggressive right away. We got a takedown, 3 points, and already on the back and in trouble. In real dangerous spot.
Right.
Working hard to get out of that.
No waiting around to feel each other out. Right into it. 4 points.
Jumping out to a 7-point lead. Now let's look over as Cummings not wasting any time at all. And you see that usually with these lighter weights, not like the heavy weights.
Right. Lots of action right away. Takedowns and back points.
So Nemus, 11 points already with still a minute remaining here in the first period.
She's gotten 2 opportunities to take her to her back. Aggressive start.
Cummings trails Peterson by a score of 5-0. Peterson out of Denver. Cummings representing Wilton. We have 45 seconds left in the first period here at 1A and 32 seconds and ticking away here in the 2A opening period. Davis out of Algona as a junior. Biggest wrestling accomplishment, making it to the state finals. Parents' names, Angie and Justin. Finished 5th at state last year.
That's what you like to see, right? It's improvement from last year.
Just to get to this spot.
Certainly doing that.
But O'Nemus
looking for a fall over on 1A maybe.
With 3 seconds to go. Time is going to expire, but going to get a 4 points. Back points coming. And a huge first period to make it 9-0. So some big holes to climb out of here.
Right, not necessarily what you want in a state championship match or any match, but I've seen people come back from it before.
Peterson really establishing herself. Hard to believe, just a freshman.
That is so impressive.
Biggest wrestling accomplishment, Super 32 champ, Pan Am champion.
So no stranger to the big stage for her.
First trip to state.
She's looking for that chicken wing again.
Has it underneath, and then we see a final here at Class 2A. Nora O'Nemus, winner at Class 2A, the 100-pound weight class, raising her hand, and we have a winner in Class 1A as well.
Well, what a way to start.
Dominant performance by Abigail Peterson of Denver and Nora O'Nemus of Indianola High School. A freshman in Peterson and a sophomore of O'Nemus.
Well, the future's bright for both of these two, that's for sure. Opportunity to become multiple-time state champions. I mean, that's amazing.
You see the emotion, putting the name on the bracket, advancing to the championship.
I really think that's something special that, you know, the girls' state tournament has compared to the boys. Is getting to sign your name on your bracket, I think, is extremely special.
They will make their way over to the awards area.
Let's wrestle for a championship at 100.
And just like that, buckle up, we're moving right along. 100 is done. 2 champions have been crowned. Now it's time for 105 pounds in Class 1A. You'll see Ainsley He-Man against Kennedy Helsher. Helsher out of Wapello. Heeman of Osage, a sophomore, 37-1 record, the #1 seed against the #2 seed.
Heeman doesn't always play out like that, but sometimes it does, right? Where we get a 1A or a 1 and a 2, so that's fun.
And for Class 2A, 2 juniors that only have 2 losses between them all year. A 1 seed is Sierra Becker, 27-1. Against Cassidy McAllister, the 3 seed at 49-1. Sierra Becker, state champion, Fargo All-American. Parents Steve and Jess Becker. She earned 5th place her freshman year, 1st place last year. Meanwhile, Cassidy McAllister, 4th at 100 pounds in 2025. Working on the edge of the mat in the 2A circle. Again, if you're just joining us, Megan Black-Campion and Eric Braley sitting mat side here in a sold-out Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa. The final day of high school girls wrestling championships. The only ticket is right here, Iowa PBS Sports. The opportunity to watch it live on our broadcast. Tough spot here on the 2A.
Yeah,
no
Becker
points awarded yet.
kind of stuck underneath here.
And now going neutral on 2A on the back. 3 points awarded and not done yet, as really Helsher got the 3. Good job by Heeman to get back. Has not been awarded an escape yet. Still neutral with no points on the 2A 105-pound matchup. Here's a replay in Class 1A.
Beautiful shot.
Fighting it off.
Yeah.
Avoiding the fall. 45 seconds left on the 1A opening period. 23 seconds opening period here at 2A.
Both classes just really getting after it right away. Lots of action. The scoreboard might not quite say it yet, but
got a leg, but 5 seconds going down at 2A. And running out of time, neutral. 18 seconds on the 1A match. Again, Heeman of Osage, Helsher of Wapello. Helsher won the semifinal match this year, getting to the stage, a huge accomplishment. 3-1 the score. No score yet at 2A. A quick escape. Well, riding time has not been a factor here at all. Quickly out of bounds, right toward our camera. Some good hand fighting.
lots of hand fighting, yes.
Trying to get in, asserting positions, almost identical movements happening on each mat here. Now down, no control, backpedaling and out of bounds, but a stall call. That's the first.
McAllister really on the offense there, trying to get that push out. Not that she gets a point for it, but It does look good when you can have your opponent on your heels like that.
So 1-0 here in the 2A second period. We're at the 105-pound weight class. It's the second lightest weight class. Just a battle. Standing up pretty tall between Heeman and Helsher. Every shot has been just fought off.
Let's see if she can fight it off. Yeah, fights it off again. Heeman trying to make
now,
something
if she can get
of it herself.
Over. And meanwhile, pushed out of bounds again and brought neutral with 30 seconds left in the 2A match.
Heeman in on her own shot now.
14 seconds left.
Dumps it.
And takedown with 9 seconds. And it'll be real interesting third period.
That's going to be important there at the end of the match, you know, to get that takedown. Perfect timing.
Another stall call. That's big.
That's going to tie up the match over there on the 2A side. 1-1.
There's different ways you can get points. You know, you can have a takedown with 3. You can have an escape as 1. Reversal, 2 points. You can have a near fall with back points. But penalty points, you can have illegal hold, stalling, unsportsmanlike conduct. 2 stalls makes it 1-1. Folks, this is the third and final period. 2 minutes and ticking away. A state championship on the line.
It's going to be
1 point separating on the 1A, Matt. A tie at 2A. This is where the endurance comes in.
Absolutely.
Look at 1A, look at 2A. Out of bounds.
2A out of bounds. 2A is really going to have to have that mat awareness now of not giving up any of those stall calls, because that could decide the match here.
It really could.
Neither wrestler has really been able to get in on any good shots there, so it'll be interesting.
You have to feel it's already an intense situation battling for a state championship, but now you're in the third period with about a minute to go. Intensity cranked up to the highest of levels. Dig deep with everything on the line. Maybe take a risk here.
Yeah, you're gonna need to. You know, this 1-1 match here. You know, you can push this into overtime, or you could get her done now, right?
And Helsher trailing here by 2 really has to gamble. I mean, really with nothing to lose here, and Heeman just.
She's gonna need a takedown just to tie it up at this point.
Yep. Which is definitely not out of grasps.
No, you have 30 seconds on the clock. That's plenty of time to still set up something good.
Back to neutral at 2A. Ooh, it's getting interesting. Down to 17 seconds for Helsher. Can she get a takedown to tie this up? Down to 10. Heeman doing everything in her power to fight it off and deliver a state title to Osage.
She's staying in great position right now.
And she did. Osage and Ainsley Heeman is your 1A 105-pound champion. And we're going to overtime at 2A.
Heeman, a very common name over there in Osage.
Oh, yeah.
Gable Heeman winning a state championship just, a year ago?
Congratulations. Here's a look at the replay of your Class 1A.
Yeah.
Highlight of wrestling in high school, last year's state championship win with her older sister. So to back that up and sign her name. Meanwhile, what's it going to come down here at 2A? 33 seconds here in the first overtime period. In trouble! There it is! There it is!
Raccoon River's going to have a state champion.
It went extra period. You see the emotion. A state title at 105 pounds. Sign your name. Let's see Cassidy McAllister and how Waukee Raccoon River won this with this move.
Look at big step behind, and that's going to be your takedown right there.
She finished 4th at 100 pounds in 2025, bumped up a weight class, your state champion this year. She talks about being surrounded by such a big support system. She's a junior, has a chance to come back next year.
And they have such a great team over there. You got to know, like, she's in there with, you know, multiple finalists, probably more state champions, right, throughout the night.
Yep.
And, you know, her getting 4th last year, just surrounding herself with good partners has obviously paid off. Here she is, state champion.
Take a deep breath. 2 of the weight classes have been decided. 4 champions have been crowned, as the 110-pound weight class is next up, as it'll be Violet Diaz, Macy Rasmussen, Katie Biscaglia, and Lauren Watson battling at the 110 weight class. And again, keys to managing nerves, maybe for someone like Katie Biscaglia that has hit 200 wins in her career and has 3 state championships under her belt.
Right. Well, Katie's been here, done that, you know, and it's a comfortable place for her. I'm sure she still has some nerves, but with repetition and being here before, you know, comes a lot of confidence.
All right, you see the hugs, family members,
Such
friends.
an emotional moment.
Oh my goodness. And everything that went down to the wire. How about the impact of statewide television coverage and the visibility girls wrestling has?
Well, you know, there's girls across the state right now in their living rooms watching with their parents from across the state, little girls who this is what they want to do. And for them to be able to watch it, I think is so cool. I was that kid. I was watching the boys' state tournament, but I was at home watching, like, I can't wait to be that someday. So that's exciting.
Here's a look at the place winners.
George Little Rock, Molly Konechny. In 5th place from MFL Marmac, Kennedy Bachman. In 4th place from Riverside, Oakland, Jersey Hilgenberg. In 3rd place from West Marshall, Keely Kasel. Your runner-up at 100 pounds from Wilton, Audrey Cubbings. And your 1A 100-pound state champion from Denver, Abigail Peterson.
All right, as we get set for the 100-pound weight class, we'll look at the finalists for the Class 2A 100-pound place winners as well, as that staging is just off to the side of where these 2 state championship mats are. There you see the camera angle just off to the side. It's like clockwork here, the logistics of moving everyone around. So many student athletes, coaches, cheerleaders, everybody.
It's really amazing to watch, like, the thought that goes into this, and to watch it all play out is pretty amazing.
These girls are used to standing on podiums like this.
In 7th place from Norwalk,
At a very young age.
You see the amount of matches they get a year. It's a lot of matches. You know they've been on the podium plenty.
In 5th place from Western U, Eli Casey. In 4th place from Mason City, Piper Phillips. In third place from Spencer, Kiara Ruiz. Your runner-up from Algona, Mara Davis. And your 100-pound champion from Indianola, Nora Onumus.
Congratulations to Nora, your Class 2A champion from Indianola, the #1 seed, who holds on to that title. Not easy to have that target on your back and to deliver.
So you are a state champion at any weight this evening. We need you to stay, and there will be an all-champions
Big
picture
smiles.
upon completion of
Yeah, that's a little different than the boys state tournament too, I think. Sometimes you see their podium and trying to be
Tough faces.
tough. All smiles on this podium. I love that.
Waiting in the wings, the 110-pound weight class, about ready to be announced. The officials are ready, the cheerleaders are ready, the coaches are in position as well. Violet Diaz, Macy Rasmussen, Katie Biscaglia, and Lauren Watson will be competing for the 1A and 2A championship at 110.
110 pounds. Here we go.
All right, little change in schedule,
But
y'all.
first, they have student athletes on the podium. So going back to the podium for the 105-pound award winners.
All right, 1A, 105-pound award winners. In 8th place from ATU Tri-Center, Sophia Hazen. In 7th place from GTRA, Tara Sweden. In 6th place from Crestwood, Kara Kennedy. In 5th place from Charles City, Sophia Calpito. In 4th place from Mount Vernon, Kate Martin. In 3rd place from Sadell, Sophia Carnes. Your runner-up at 105 pounds from Wapello, Kennedy Helsher. And presenting the award to your 105-pound state champion, Coach Nick Heeman. Your champ at 105 from Osage, Ainsley Heeman.
Gives a hug to her dad there. How cool is that?
A lot of time spent working together to achieve that state championship accomplishment.
Furthering that family legacy and that Osage school legacy there.
Osage, a wrestling town.
That is
like
a wrestling town.
There's many wrestling towns across this great state of Iowa, but Osage definitely ranks up there.
And it's really becoming one for women too. For a long time, you know, the men were very dominant, and look what the women are doing. This is awesome.
It takes a support system, buying in, investing in these student athletes, pouring into them.
I think it kind of helps when that foundation is already set, right? Like, you know, you take a school like Osage where winning is almost expected, right? It makes it easy, I think, maybe easier.
Yeah. Expectations, but so much time.
In 8th place from
There you
Iowa
see.
City Liberty.
Now the
Taylor
105-pound Class 2A finalists
In 7th place from
to get
Nevada.
recognized and earn their medals.
In 6th place from Boone, Poppy Malone. In 5th place from Southeast Polk, London Vermillion. At 4th place from Waverly Shellrock, Cambry Westendorf. In 3rd place from Knoxville, Serenity Turner. And your runner-up at 105 from Indianola, Sierra Becker. And presenting the award is head coach Ryan Leisure of Raccoon River Northwest to his state champion at 105, Cassidy McAllister.
Once again, the state Stick around for the
Congratulations to Cassidy McAllister, an incredible season. This is the cherry on top, winning the Class 2A 105-pound weight class and doing it in dramatic fashion.
That overtime win.
Yes. And obviously helping. This is an individual sport, but it's a team sport as well.
Right.
As team scores
They
being
matter.
tallied up.
And you know, you'll see a lot of Raccoon River girls in the finals, and
Those are
anytime you
points.
can you can win, you're racking up more points. So
All right, lights off again. And now we are ready for the 110-pound weight class for the 1A and 2A. Violet Diaz, Macy Rasmussen at 1A, Katie Biscaglia, and Lauren Watson in Class 2A. Rasmussen of Oddman, IKM Manning, she's a sophomore. And Diaz out of Denver, a 32-2 record. Yeah, you said a lot of matches.
53-3.
You see a 1 seed out of Diaz, a 3 seed. So expect that to be highly competitive. And then at the 2A match, Biscaglia has won 3 state titles, undefeated this year. Dominant.
52-0.
And then Lauren Watson of Ankeny. She's not going to shy away from this moment, no doubt about it. Watson out of Ankeny, a junior. 3rd at state last year at 105 pounds, now wrestling at 110 pounds. Loves being a part of the Ankeny girls wrestling, meeting so many great girls from all over the state of Iowa. But really, one of the storylines, Katie Biscaglia hit 200 wins.
200 wins, that's a lot of matches, a lot of winning, and she's looking to add one more to it tonight.
She plans to wrestle at Wartburg next year. Lauren Watson, her opponent, plans on wrestling in college and major in dental hygiene. She's just a junior. Meanwhile, on the 1A mat, we have our first takedown and our first points awarded as Diaz out of Denver on top early over Rasmussen.
She's gonna let her up and try to do it again.
Now that's a strategy, right?
And I'm sure, you know, her and her coaches have talked about this. She's very aggressive, very good on her feet, and I'm sure just wants to put those points on the board.
Meanwhile, down and in trouble. A pin, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
And that's gonna end our 2A match.
Has happened, and this is why.
And that's why you gotta love wrestling, right?
This is why you compete. Katie Biscaglia is first place in 2023, 2024, and 2025, but Lauren Watson
It's gonna be
is
all
your
Lauren
state
tonight.
champion in 2026. It's why you play the game. It's why you wrestle. It's why you compete. Lauren Watson, I said, was not scared of the moment.
No.
She seized the moment.
That's why you train, you believe in yourself.
She was almost in shock of what happened.
I think she was, you know, kind of beside herself. It started out as Katie's shot, and she kind of took advantage of her getting kind of out of position and ended up catching her right on her back.
It happened so quick.
You know, still a round of applause, though, to Katie.
Oh my
She's
goodness.
had a heck of
career wins.
career, and you know what? I hope that this, you know, people don't forget that one match doesn't define your career. And Katie, I think, has a long wrestling career ahead of her, and she's going to do great things. But Lauren Watson, congrats to you tonight. And that is, like you said, that's why you play the game.
Yep. You hit the nail on the head. This is Lauren Watson's night, and again, that is, she did not shy away. The spotlight, so much talk about trying to four-peat, and not maybe a lot of talk about Lauren Watson.
And you know,
and not only to win, but a first period pin fall.
This is why I tell people, you know, you have to win positions, and winning positions wins matches. And Lauren took advantage of that.
I'm going to jump in here real quick as we're getting back
Diaz
points.
looking
as Diaz is just racking them up. She'll get at least 3 and counting. A minute 12.
She tries to settle in here, but I'm not sure she's gonna. Nope.
I see 4. A 10-1 lead for Violet Diaz out of Denver, the junior, taking on Macy Rasmussen of Audubon.
Still 48
IKM Manning.
seconds left in this period. Plenty of time for her to continue kind of building this lead.
To go back, I know a lot of famous wrestlers at the high school or college level that lost a match and went on to do some great things, you know?
It's important to remember that one match doesn't define your career. And Katie's going to, like I said, she's going to go on to have an amazing career. This is going to be, you know, one blemish, and I'm sure what she's going to do, you know, great things in college. So, and I'm sure she'll learn from this, right?
That's about life, right?
The only way she truly loses that match is if she doesn't learn from it, and I'm sure she will.
More points coming for Violet Diaz. Has had success at Fargo, most likely going to Grandview.
Like her sisters.
Just like my sisters, planning to wrestle. Jared Pickett, high school coach. There you see, all dressed up, was honored
earlier
before
tonight.
Our Parade of Champions. Mr. Peterson helping out, and her father, Raphael, and her mother, Summer Diaz. Placed her freshman year, Violet did, 3rd at state. Sophomore year, state champion. Now a junior. Looks like she's on her way, but you never know.
She looks like she may have tweaked her knee a bit in that last exchange. Hopefully she can keep her, you know, head in things here and
meanwhile, Macy Rasmussen finished 6th at state last year. Biggest accomplishment, she said, was wrestling in the state finals tonight.
Macy's going to pick up top to start this period.
Macy has wrestled at state 2 years in a row. Trailing here by 11 here in the 3rd period. Interesting decision.
Yeah, you know, she's gotten taken down, and she's had a hard time getting back to her feet. So probably a smart decision to go ahead and try to turn her, as she hasn't been too successful at getting points on the board otherwise. But, you know, clearly tough on top.
Yep.
Returns Diaz.
Going to bring him to the center here as the clock stops with 1:40 to go. If you're just joining us, Megan Black-Campion, first female to qualify for the Iowa State Wrestling Boys Tournament 2 times and a place at state. Joining me, Eric Braley on the call for Iowa PBS. Broadcasting in a sold-out Extreme Arena. We are in the 3rd weight class.
She's got a tough barn arm. Still
One
not.
thing though, she's running out of time.
She is. She's going to need
not
to.
Getting the points out of it. Getting the riding time, in control of the situation, just not getting awarded the points.
They did just give a stall warning to Diaz, but she's going to need more than that. She's got a minute left. You know, there's time on the clock. She could still, you know, rack some points up, maybe get a pin, but she's going to need to make something happen here.
So tough on top.
Yeah, I mean, if she was just to ride her, she'd be in great position, but she's going to need to turn her.
Yep. 35 seconds, and probably a stall call will come any second now, I would think.
Yeah, Diaz not really looking to improve at all here.
There is that stall call.
And strategically, she can give up a stall point, but you also wanted to go out as the state champion on top. And so I'm sure she'll be looking to get back to her feet. Well, she's going to give up another stall warning here.
5 seconds, though, for Violet Diaz, who again repeats back-to-back state champions from Denver, Iowa. Your 110 champion. Did it as a sophomore and did it again as a junior.
Congratulations, Violet Diaz.
Again, we talk about how unique it would be to have your dad on the coaching staff and just the hours and hours spending. She said being with her family 24/7 is one of the things she loves about wrestling. It's a team sport, but it's a family sport when
it is. And it seems like she also, you know, loves to glorify God in all that she does, and that's really neat too. It always makes it easier to go out and compete when you're doing it for something bigger than yourself.
So Diaz and Watson, winners at the 110-pound weight class, and now we move to 115. You see Ball and Roster. $55-9, 50-3.
McGinnis, a very household name here in Iowa. Jeff McGinnis, her dad. It's my understanding, though, Addison did not start wrestling until maybe her 8th grade year. So, although, you know, she probably grew up watching her dad's wrestling things, she didn't start herself until a little bit later on, but doesn't seem to have slowed her down much. She's here in the state championships looking for a title.
So, strategy with that, you know, each kid, each person's different. You don't want to get burnt out too early. And,
you know, Troy Steiner once told me you have 10 prime years of wrestling, and do you want your kids 10 prime years to start
as a 5-year-old,
as a 5-year-old or you know, a 10-year-old? I don't know, something that stuck with me and now makes me think as a parent.
Here you see the 115-pounders. State championship on the line. Interesting at Class 2A, the number 1 and number 2 seed have already gone down.
Wapello in on a shot here. She's going to get the takedown.
Ball, a sophomore, qualified for state her freshman year.
This is the second Wapello wrestler we've had in the finals tonight. So impressive little go for those guys.
She placed 6th last year as a freshman.
Addison McGinnis over here on the 2A mat looking for the pin. She's got her on her back. It's pretty tight.
McGinnis, a sophomore as well.
She's got that head scoop.
Siri just trying to do anything to keep that shoulder off there. Siri, the first 4-time state place winner for Linn-Mar girls wrestling program, has placed 8th, 6th, and 3rd. Will finish at least 2nd, but a fall comes in the opening period. The number 4 seed.
Addison McGinnis.
A sophomore.
Your 115-pound state champion. Following in her dad's footsteps.
When asked, have you ever been to state before? Nope, never been. Now you're a state champion.
Now you're a state champion.
And getting a pin. Congratulations. She loves her team's energy. Plans to go to Simpson College for psychology.
I think she knows the coach over there.
She does. I just love seeing the emotion. It's interesting how many falls we've seen early on here.
Yeah, you know, that's fairly common still, I think. I got to call a regional tournament last week, and again, it was pin or be pin.
Here's a look at the replay at 2A on the right side of your screen.
She has so much pressure there.
You said it was tight, and again, she's in a real precarious situation. Siri was, and McGinnis finally had that push to get the call, the final shoulder blade down. Meanwhile, a 6-0 advantage as we can focus full attention here as Ball, the #1 ranked wrestler at 115 pounds in Class 1A.
Still a minute to go here in the second, so plenty of time to still maybe get some back points. But also plenty of time, you know, to maybe score an escape and get yourself on the board.
Sometimes getting that first point can open up the floodgates, and
I think
good things can happen.
Absolutely. You have a lot of adrenaline. Obviously, it's the state championships, and sometimes when you can get a point on the board, it helps to kind of shift that momentum.
Stalling warning. 30 seconds to her feet. Tough on top. We'll talk about how wrestling builds confidence and leadership beyond the mat.
Well, you know, I've been fortunate enough to be around a couple teams and be on a couple teams and maybe be in some leadership roles. And it doesn't matter, you know, what team it is, whether it's a wrestling team or not, or like your job. It's easy to take what wrestling has taught you with like the toughness and the tenacity and apply it to life. And people tend to listen when they know that you've done tough things. And so it's easy to be a leader when you've showed it before.
And you can prove to yourself that you can do hard things as well.
When you prove to yourself you can do hard things, it on the wrestling mat, it builds confidence for whatever you do later in life.
Again, she's Megan Black-Campion. I'm Eric Braley, our outstanding Iowa PBS crew. They've been here all day working the semifinals. Making sure to get the highlights and get the cameras set up and everything ready to go for the championships so that we could bring you this action. And there it is. Nice move to get out. The reversal, and now on top. Ball was very patient with that.
Well, she's, you know, in a kind of the driver's seat. She's a head 6-0. She doesn't need to do anything, you know, crazy or stupid. And in that escape or that reversal was really well timed for her.
So Ball, the #1 ranked wrestler as a sophomore, qualified for state last year with Kennedy Helsher, both her freshman and sophomore year. Now made the finals with her. Just imagining in my head how much more fun that would be, how rewarding that would be with one of your friends, one of your teammates, to go through that journey together.
It's always fun when you can do it with someone else, you know, and you can feed off each other's energy, and that's exciting for them.
The coaches have worked hard to get to this position as well, to motivate, instruct. 15 seconds. Third period, 8-0. Clara Ball finished 6th as a freshman. She is your state champion as a sophomore. Your 1A champion at 115 pounds. Congratulations to Clara Ball.
Very dominant 8-0 win for her. She looked very calculated, didn't really put herself in any poor positions, and really dominated that match.
There's a strategy behind this. It's not just pure strength and power. because you don't want to put yourself in a position where your opponent could
For sure. I mean, you
really
take
flip
it back
the
a
script
couple,
on you.
couple matches, right, when Katie got thrown to her back there. Not to relive that, but that's exactly why you stay in good position and you try to win positions.
Let's take a look at the replay of the celebration after Clara Ball, as time expired, wins her first state title. And now we go to the awards.
Amaya Bass. In 5th place, from Clear Lake, Sapphira Olson. In 4th
problem.
place, from Mount Vernon, Kirsten Swart. In 3rd place, from EBF, Cadence Christensen. Your runner-up at 110 pounds from Audubon, Macy Rasmussen. And presenting the award, Coach Rafael Diaz, to your 110-pound 1A state champion from Denver, Violet Diaz.
Violet Diaz is your champion at the 110-pound weight class in Class 1A.
Joining her sisters as a state champion. Well, her second state championship, I guess, as well. Congrats to her.
3rd place her freshman year, 1st place last year, 1st place as a junior. And her father handing her the medal as well. Congratulations to Violet, the 110-pound champion.
Such a special moment as a father, I'm sure.
Worked so hard, and he gets to witness that firsthand. Now we have the 110-pound for Class 2A, where Lauren Watson has the biggest upset of this championship night out of Ankeny.
I would say probably even in Iowa girls wrestling history at this point.
Yes.
In 6th place, from Sioux City North, Cameron Anderson. In 5th place, from Iowa City Liberty, Evelyn Karam. In 4th place, from Carlisle, Alyssa Wheeler. In 3rd place, from Central DeWitt, Greenlee Grell. Your runner-up, from Raccoon River Northwest, Katie Biscaglia. And presenting your champion award, the head coach of Ankeny, Dustin Rowland, to your 110-pound state champion, Lauren Watson.
A large cheering section just erupted when she got the fall and cheering very loudly.
Well, everyone in this arena may have been surprised, but they were not. They were here knowing that Lauren was going to win, and they were prepared to celebrate that. I'm sure, yeah, Katie will probably go back tonight and write down these emotions, and a year from now, I'm sure she's gonna go back and remember how that felt and become better from it.
And again, her wrestling days are not done as she plans to compete at Wartburg and compete at the next level.
Wartburg was D3 champs this year in their national tournament, or national dual team tournament. So she's going to a good team.
You talk about these towns and cities across Iowa that pour into wrestling, that for the boys that now have poured into the girls program. So you're seeing that with some of these colleges and universities as well.
It's exciting to see, the Wartburg women's program succeed just like the men's has for, so long.
Well, scan the QR code or call the number on your screen to support Friends of Iowa PBS. Congress recently cut $3.5 million in federal funding, the largest one-time cut in our 55-year history, impacting 18% of our budget. Despite this challenge, we remain committed to our mission. Thank you for supporting public media. And back to the award stand for the Class 2A 115-pound weight class.
Emma Schmidt. In third place from GTRA, Trista Gwynn. Your runner-up at 115 pounds from Vinton Shellsburg, Kaylin Roster. And presenting our award to your champion, Coach Craig Carlson. And your 115-pound champion from Wapello, Clara Ball.
I think that's Wapello's first ever state champion for the women's side, so congrats to them.
And her previous best wrestling accomplishment was qualifying for state last year, getting 6th, and now as a sophomore, Clara Ball is your state champion. So congratulations to Clara and Addison McGinnis, the runner-up.
Addison, the state champion at
yes.
2A.
At 2A. So at 115 pounds, it's just all the different weight classes that we have here.
In 6th place
Move
from
on.
Spencer, Jada Mingus Alfaro. In 5th place from Cedar Falls, Lauren Witt. In 4th place from Ankeny, Nora Bacchus. In 3rd place from Iowa City Liberty, Kate Eggleston. Your runner-up at 115 from Linmar, Kate Siri. And the head coach from Raccoon River Northwest, Kirsten Bush, presenting the award to the state champion, 115 pounds, Addison McGinnis.
There she is. Love
All
that
smiles.
smiles. And she deserves to smile. Again, first trip to state. In her first trip, there's a look. Nothing better than raising that hand, knowing all that hard work has
Pays
paid off.
Love watching her jump into her coach's arms too.
The family support in an athlete's journey, the coach's support, so important. You can't do it by yourself.
120 and 125 award winners. 120 and 125 award winners. Please report to the chairs of honor.
All right, as we are getting ready for the next weight class, it'll be the 120-pound weight class.
We are ready to wrestle at 120 pounds. Out first, 1A from EBF, Kate Kraus.
And her opponent at 120 pounds from Don Bosco, Erica Irvine.
And in 2A at 120 pounds from Ridgeview, Tegan Robertson.
And her opponent this evening from Pleasant Valley, Abigail Meyer.
Uh, 120 pounds as we move up the ladder in the weights. And we're ready to go here in Class 2A. Abigail Meyer and Tegan Robertson, 1 and 2 in Class 1A. It's 1 and 3 is Erica Irvine and Kate Kraus. There you see your alma mater, Megan Black.
Old EBF, yes.
And Don Bosco, you talk about wrestling. Got to include the Dons of Don Bosco in that conversation as well.
Obviously, two programs that have a lot of, history on the men's side. Excited to watch their women compete as well.
Still neutral on the 1A mat. Takedown by Robertson of Ridgeview to take an early lead here in the first period. There is a takedown and points awarded as Irvine jumps out. The early advantage and now is on top. Erica Irvine, Don Bosco, she's a junior, a 3-time freestyle champ, a state finalist, World Team Trials place winner.
Reversal
a
over
reverse
here.
on 2A.
Meyer.
And 3-2 now with 35 seconds to go.
Yeah, it was important for her as this period, kind of wraps up, for her to try to get an escape or a reversal, and she was able to secure that. So that's huge in this state championship match.
Erica Irvine finished 2nd and 3rd place at state. Kate Kraus finished 7th at state last year. Got her 100th win in the finals at the Cedar Falls Invite. Pretty impressive to rack up 100 wins. She is just a junior. And again, building off that 7th place finish last year, she'll either get 1st or 2nd this year.
Kate's put in a ton of time, just like everyone else, but a ton of time over the summer, and it pays off. Summer wrestling makes winter champions, and you're seeing it today. Girls wrestling in the championship today, they're wrestling all summer, getting better, and it pays off.
Work when no one's watching. Building for this moment. 3-2 in 2A, 3-0 in a 1A. Tegan Robertson is a junior. Her biggest wrestling accomplishment is beating a 4-time state champ. She plans to go to a 4-year college for business. Isn't sure if she'll wrestle at the next level. Finished 6th at state last year.
She's got a good leg right in.
Highlight of her wrestling career was her freshman year. She started beating some wrestlers that had some good names, some recognition. She realized, I might be good at this.
Right, it's kind of that snowball effect, Once you get it rolling, it's easy to continue and continue to build that confidence.
Meanwhile, Abigail Meyer out of Pleasant Valley, a senior, 3-time finalist, 2023 state champion. She has finished 1st, 4th, and 2nd, making history at her school. Watching the sport grow is her highlight for the sport of wrestling. They're going to go back to the center.
Potentially dangerous there.
Yep. Did not want to have an injury. 6-0. Erica Irvine. Looking strong.
Kraus looking to sit through on that, but
33 seconds to go in the 2nd period. Myrer and Robertson deadlocked at 33. "24 seconds to go.
Gets a reversal.
It is.
Again, another
2 reversals already.
And looking for the pin.
There it is! Holy buckets! Wow.
Wow.
That was fast.
And that is the way you want to win a state championship
In
right there.
a blink of an eye.
Looks like Meyer may be injured. You don't want to see that.
As she went.
I'm gonna help her up there.
Just so quickly that turned. So focus our attention here as we're in the third period with a $1:42 and ticking away. Here at the 120-pound weight class, Kate Kraus and Erica Irvine.
Minute 30. Kate's gonna need to open up and get some points on the board here. You know, a takedown and some turns could do it, but she's gonna have to really open up here and make something happen.
With a minute 14 now on the edge of the mat, they'll go neutral toward the center.
Both girls in great shape. Neither look to be tired.
No, not at all. Let's look at the replay of how this fall took place. And an injury happened somewhere in there as well, which you didn't see a lot of fight, potentially because of that injured shoulder.
Yeah, she came into the match with a shoulder brace on, so I'm sure there's some sort of pre-existing injury there.
.48 seconds for Don Bosco's Erica Irvine. She can sense it, but you can't let the foot off the gas. Meanwhile, Kraus back against the wall.
Needs to, again, just open up and make something happen here.
Kraus finished 7th last year, 100 wins in her high school career. Parents Garrett and Nicole Kraus.
Her brother Gage Spurgeon is a state champion for Eddyville as well. So looking to add to that state championship mix in that house.
3-time state qualifier, might wrestle at Loris or Grandview, yet to decide that. 7 seconds to go. Erica Irvine finished 3rd, finished 2nd, finished 1st. A state championship back to Don Bosco as Erica Irvine, your 120 champion in Class 1A.
Lots of emotion from her. Congratulations, Erica Irvine. There's a little dance move there on the edge of the mat.
You can definitely dance. You just won a state title. I mean, talk just about improvement with not only getting to state, getting to the finals, but then...
Right, and that probably says something about her ability to be coachable. When you can continue to show improvements like that, you know, obviously she's able to take what her coaches are telling her and do better with it. And so if I was a college coach looking at her, I'd be thinking, this is someone who I can continue to mold and make better, and is going to, you know, probably do really good here in this program, wherever that be as well.
We're going to move up a weight class to 125 pounds.
Is that a disco ball over there? Look at these coats.
And her opponent from APGC, Grace Stoyahan.
In 2A at 125 from Waverly Shell Rock, Camille Schultz.
And her opponent at 125 from Algona, Ruby Roof.
Officials, let's wrestle.
125 pounds. Eileen Aragon and Grace Doriahan at Class 1A, Ruby Roof and Camille Schultz for Class 2A. Not even at the halfway point tonight of crowning champions.
We have a lot of fun wrestling to go, a lot of good wrestling to go.
And we've already
This place
seen
is
a
still
ton.
pumped, still loud.
Already have a takedown right in front of us on the edge of the mat by Schultz of Waverly Shell Rock.
Getting after it early.
And Class 1A, we have a takedown. If she goes around, and there it is. So, and now an escape, 3-1, identical.
3-1 on each
3-1.
mat.
It's hard to keep track of everything going on, a flurry of activity, but it's number 1 and 2 of 1A and 1 and 3 seeds heading into this state tournament. Just battling here. Again, Megan Black Campion and Eric Braley with the broadcast.
Got another takedown here on 2A, but by Ruby this time. She'll go up 4-3.
She's rattled off 4 consecutive points after giving up that first takedown.
You can see how quickly,
And
this
now
new
some-
3-point takedown can
yeah.
change, the trajectory of a match.
Racking up additional
Back
points.
points, yep. She's looking for the fall.
In a real tough spot here is
Yeah.
Schultz.
She's really starting to settle
Fighting
in.
off, and in Class 1A, it's 6-1, and
Time runs out there.
5 seconds, and Schultz will be saved, just battling to keep. It'll be 8-3. Here is a look at that takedown.
Beautiful takedown. It's going to put her up 8-3.
And let's look at Class 1A. A reverse. A reversal makes it 10-1, and really jumping out to that lead here is Grace Storiahan. Storiahan out of Applington, Parkersburg, Grundy Center.
Turn,
Number 1.
getting a turn now. She's going to get back points.
Eileen Ayergon out of West Liberty. Tough spot. The official right on it. You see on his screen, there it is. He hit his hand to the mat.
It's going to be a pin.
Congratulations to Grace Storiahan. Your Class 1A 125-pound state champion by fall. And a takedown as she in, just out of bounds on the edge of the mat. You can focus
Still
now.
8-3.
Let's look at the Class 1A, a replay of that takedown and pin. And here's the pin. Again, that official's just right on top of things. And there, delivering Applington, Parkersburg, Grundy Center a state championship. So Algona and Ruby Roof currently in the second period with 33 seconds to go. Really has controlled, in my opinion,
Yeah.
after giving up that first takedown.
Sometimes that's what it takes is, getting your body kind of shocked there at the beginning to get the motor going.
Look out.
And now she's looking for the fall.
Some back points.
She's got a lot of pressure there. But only 2 seconds on the clock.
And again, kind of saved by the bell as we go to the third period. So Roof with a sizable lead. Schultz down, but definitely not out of it, as she can
No, and she's
find
taken her
herself
down
in a-
once, so she should still have some confidence that she can do that again. And that's what she's going to do. She's going to go ahead and let Roof up to her feet, which is going to give her a 13-3 lead. But she's taken her down once, and that's what she's kind of banking on here, is that maybe she can do it again.
Schultz has finished first place and fourth place here at state, a state champion her freshman year. Has had a tremendous high school career. Camille Schultz of Waverly Shell Rock, a junior, but Ruby Roof has won 3 AAU state titles. She is just a freshman. First time to state.
No, she's extremely dominant.
Pinned her way into the finals as a freshman. Parents, Nikki Roof, Ray Roof. Algona High School has a good one.
It'll be fun to watch her through the next
Freshman.
3 years and see, you know, if she can hit that 200 wins or, you know, that fourth state championship.
And again, taking on Camille, who won a state championship her freshman year. 52 seconds to go. More back points for Ruby Roof. .38 seconds remaining in the third period. And there it is.
She's not gonna
Ruby
need 'em.
Roof, a freshman, pinned her way into the finals as a freshman. She gets the pin here in the state championship finals at 125 pounds. Congratulations to Ruby Roof.
Congratulations, Ruby Roof.
Algona has a state championship along with Appleton, Parkersburg, and Grundy Center High School at the class 125-pound weight class. Signed the board, and let's take a look at that winning pin that sealed the deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to the awards area. We are ready to present your awards in 1A at 120 pounds. In 8th place from Highland Riverside.
Dominant performance.
Dominance. It was what, 13-3 before she was able to secure that pin. I mean, completely dominant.
Here's a look at the 120-pound place winners for Class 1A.
In 5th place from Woodward Granger, Hannah Brandhorst. In 4th place from West Liberty, Kylie Collins. In 3rd place from Assumption Davenport, Valentina West. Your runner-up from Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont, Kate Kraus. And your 120-pound 1A state champion, receiving her award from Coach Isaiah Corbin, from Don Bosco, Erica Irvine.
Here's a look at the junior out of Don Bosco, Erica Irvine, celebrating. She finished 3rd place, 2nd place, and 1st place here with
the
little
dance
boom.
moves.
And now smiling atop the podium in 1A at 120 pounds.
Adding to that Don Bosco winning legacy.
Well, stay connected with the Iowa PBS Sports, no matter where you're watching from. Join the conversation. Follow us on Facebook and X and use hashtag Iowa PBS Sports to enjoy wrestling with other fans. Back to the PA
In
for
7th place,
the champions.
Brianna Kiger. In 6th place from Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, Olivia Hallam. In 5th place from Independence, Morgan Krall. In 4th place from Cedar Falls, Annabelle Roret. In 3rd place from Linmar, Chloe Adamson. And your runner-up from Pleasant Valley, Abigail Myrer. And presenting the champion award from Ridgeview, Coach Troy Greeter, your champion, Tegan Robertson.
The celebration from Tegan, pointing to the stands where her loved ones were, her support system, and big hugs for the coach. She was the student athlete that said her freshman year was her favorite, most proud memory when she started beating some good name wrestlers and realized she could be amazing at the sport of wrestling. And boy, that self-belief definitely came to shine tonight.
Absolutely. It's amazing once you start believing in yourself, you know, how the sport changes. It becomes enjoyable. You look forward to wrestling, you know, hard people and those big names, and you know that it's just going to create more confidence, and, you know, you can't lose when you go out there with that attitude.
Kendra.
Here's a look at the 125-pound award winners.
In 7th place from Durant, Ava Streeter. In 6th place from Clarinda, Kyler Downey. In 5th place from Missouri Valley, Maddie McCall. In 4th place from Williamsburg, Keston Spratt. In 3rd place from Osage, Lauren Adams. Your runner-up at 125 pounds from West Liberty, Eileen Aragon. And presenting the award at 125 pounds, Coach Joel Reintz. Your 1A 125-pound state champion from APGC, Grace Storjahan.
And raising the hand in celebration after winning the Class 1A 125-pound and jumping into the arms of the best dressed coaches. As a freshman, made it to the blood round, 10th grade, 7th place, junior year, 2nd place, senior year state champ.
And that is how you want to end your senior year, right?
Progression, build, and going out on top of the podium. Congratulations to Grace.
Not everyone gets that opportunity,
No.
so.
And here is the 2A 125-pound place winners, where Ruby Roof stands atop the podium.
In 7th place from Gilbert, Kate Melody. In 6th place from Ankeny, Carly Cruz. In 5th place from Cedar Falls, Joby Conway. In 4th place from Raccoon River Northwest, Ellie Hancock. In 3rd place from Bettendorf, Nessa Salmani. Your runner-up at 125 from Waverly Shellrock, Camille Schultz. And presenting his champion, Coach Luke Saturn. From Algona, your champion at 125, Ruby Roof.
The celebration by the freshman. She has never been here before. Didn't seem like a scared, intimidated freshman.
No, she didn't.
She looked like a veteran out there.
It's always interesting, you know, we've talked a couple times tonight about some freshmen who won it and then maybe didn't the next year. Mm-hmm. And it makes you wonder, like, does the fear of the unknown, or maybe the not fear.
She has no idea what she was walking
right,
into.
and maybe does that play a part in things? You don't know. And I guess we maybe won't until next year, but good luck.
Or maybe she's just fearless.
And maybe she's just fearless.
Again, she has experience, 3 AAU state titles in one season.
Right.
I mean, she's been on big stages before.
She has been on the big stage before, and I'm sure we'll see her here in the future as well.
All right, the lights are turned off, and it's time to move to the 130-pound weight class.
We are ready to wrestle at 130 pounds. Out first, Class 1A from EBF, Georgia Smith.
And her opponent at 130 pounds from Denver, Lily Cooper.
In Class 2A from Waterloo West, Danisha Watson.
And her opponent at 130 pounds from Lewis Central, Avea Smith.
All right, officials, we're ready to wrestle.
130-pound weight class, ready to do battle. As Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont, and Denver in Class 1A, while Waterloo West and Lewis Central.
Quick takedown for Lily Cooper over here from Denver.
I mean, when you say quick, within 10 seconds,
right, she
3
came
points
out
on the board.
She came out guns a-blazing. Sometimes, you know, you see them try to feel each other out a little bit, especially in like a state championship atmosphere, but they're right to it.
In 2A.
Smith gets the escape over here on 1A.
So 3-1 at 1A. Some hand fighting in 2A. Again, this is the 2026 Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Girls Wrestling Championship from Extreme Arena in Coralville. Continual growth with girls state wrestling. In 2020, 571 girls. 2021, no sports due to COVID. 2022, 1,022. 2023, 2,387. 2024, 3,112. And this year, 3,422. So since 2020, you've added 3,000 girls.
And it's like, where do they come from, right?
In 5 years, 3,000 more.
It's just amazing. It's amazing to see. You gotta love it.
And when you last wrestled in 2011, you said there were about 36, 38 girls?
So in 2011, that was the first year I qualified, there was 39 girls across the state. I think by the time I graduated in 2013, there's maybe like 100, but the first year I qualified, 2011, there was, 39 across the state.
And now 3,422.
It's unbelievable.
Megan Black.
Georgia Smith with a huge takedown there.
She carried her and threw her down to the mat. A lot of points back and forth like a seesaw. Cooper and Smith. No one with a real significant advantage. It just keeps going back and forth. This one might end in the 20s with the point total.
Well,
here's a look at it.
Cooper in here with a double, and she's going to elevate that and put Cooper right on her hip.
Meanwhile, no points scored in the first period in 2A between Smith and Watson. Avea Smith, Dania Watson, just really just locked in.
Neither
No
wrestler
shots.
really putting a whole lot of, a whole lot together. You'd like to see maybe 1 or 2 moves at a time, start to put 1 or 2 moves together there, but for now, just kind of feeling each other out.
Look at this replay coming right into your living room. Look out. Got a front row seat.
Smith
Almost a
back
great
in on a
way
shot.
fighting in as Cooper said not, and out she'll go.
And she's
And
going to
get
get
on
a
top.
takedown.
The only points here at 2A at 130 was the escape. 7-4, Lily Cooper on top.
Looking for some back points. We'll see if she can get those shoulders exposed.
Potential dangerous as the two wrestlers look to their respective corners and coaches. 38 seconds left here in 2A in the second period.
Both still just kind of fighting for wrist control. No one really taking too many shots over there. Smith gets an escape over on the 1A mat. It's going to put the score to 7-5. Cooper in the lead.
Smith is a sophomore. She finished 4th last year as a freshman.
She's in on a shot again.
She's battling against Cooper. She placed 3rd last year. So you're looking at a sophomore
They wrestled each
and
other
a
last year.
sophomore that finished 3rd and 4th.
Yes, they wrestled each other for 3rd and 4th last year. Yeah.
And now they're wrestling
in
for
the
first
finals.
and
Yep.
second. No time left. And we go to the third period. Anyone can win this, obviously, as only 1 point separates Smith and Watson in 2A, and 2 points separate Cooper and Smith.
Well, and again, back to this 3-point takedown. You know, on the 1A match, a takedown wins this, whereas, you know, before it tied it up.
Oh, yeah, the 3 points, yeah.
Georgia Smith in on a shot, similar to the last one. She elevates it, takes her to her hip, but has not secured it yet.
And rolling over
Cooper gets a takedown.
to not only fight it off, but to get control over to her advantage. Now leading 10-5. Meanwhile, Watson out of Waterloo East High School, a senior, has never been to state before. Loves building authentic relationships with her teammates. 2-1, minute 28 left.
Smith looking for the reversal over here. Has not got it yet.
Smith.
Time is ticking though. She needs to, oh, and they're gonna give her a stalemate on there.
So 1 minute exactly remains at 1A. Avea Smith of Lewis Central, as you see the replay.
Smith on the shot, but Cooper's gonna roll her through.
Smith of Lewis Central finished 5th in 2024, was your state champion last year. Trying to go back to back. Can she do it? She trails by 1 to Watson, who has never been to state before. 44 seconds to go.
Watson was really successful as a youth wrestler and took some time off, and she's back in full form now. So, although maybe new to the high school scene, not new to wrestling.
28 seconds. Watson with the lead. Smith, last year's champion, has to do something and has to do it fast. Looking for a shot. 10 seconds. 8 seconds. 5 seconds, fighting her off. Watson says, not tonight. Congratulations to Watson. Never been to state before, and she is a state champion for Class 2A at 130 pounds. And Lily Cooper out of Denver wins it 10-5. Back-to-back state titles. Well, she finished 3rd last year and now 1st this year. She improved on her not only getting to state, but getting a level higher.
Right. It'll be interesting next year to see if these two meet again.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
That was entertaining. Here's a look at the Class 1A final. As the sophomore out of Denver, Lily Cooper, and here's a look at the 2A final. Denisha Watson. Congratulations to those ladies representing Waterloo East High School and Denver, really just about 10 minutes away from each other.
Lots of good wrestling in that area.
In Northeast Iowa, that's for sure.
Wonder if they've met
Potentially, same weight
earlier
class,
this year with being so close in location.
Class 1A from West Delaware, Anna O'Rear.
And her opponent from Vinton Shellsburg, Chloe Sanders.
And in 2A at 135 from Southeast Polk, Addie Nelson.
And her opponent at 135 pounds from Dubuque Hempstead, Pella Miller.
Let's wrestle for a championship at 135.
1 and 2 battling in Class 1A, 1 and 3. Facing off in Class 2A as we're at 135 pounds. Megan Black-Campion and Eric Braley. That side here in the final day of competition for the Iowa Girls High School Wrestling Championships. In trouble
Sanders.
already with a big time move at 1A.
Getting back points.
Sanders.
She's the first girl in the state of Iowa to reach 200 wins.
She's 57-0 this season. She finished second, third, and third in state.
Looking to get her first state championship, adding to a remarkable career with, 200 wins already.
Out of Vinton Shellsburg, the senior Chloe Sanders. She said her biggest wrestling accomplishment, simply making an impact on others. Wants to wrestle, plans to wrestle in college and study criminal justice. Up 7-0.
Very tuned in.
Oh, she's on a mission.
She is.
Second, third, and third. Third place last year, 57-0, but Anna O'Rear, 46 wins. She's only lost twice this year at 135 pounds. She was state runner-up last year.
Both extremely technical.
In 2024, made it to the state tournament with her sister Abigail O'Rear. Anna O'Rear pinned the #1 seed last year to reach the state finals. 3-0 in Class 2A. The early lead to Isabella Miller. Miller's 29-0 out of Dubuque Hempstead High School. Placed at Fargo in the World Team Trials. She was the state champion in 2024, third place last year. Well, Addie Nelson out of Southeast Polk placed 5th place. So a senior and junior in Class 2A. Interesting, 2 seniors battling in 1A and a junior and senior in 2A.
It is,
Some
we've seen a lot
experience
of
here.
really young girls so far. I think this is the first time we've seen 2 seniors.
It is.
So their last time in their high school singlets, I'm sure they're going to leave it all out on the mat tonight.
135 pounds. Again, we're bumping up by 5-pound increments. We started at 100. We went 105, 110, 115, 120, 125, 130. Now we're at 135. We'll keep doing that till we get to 155. Then we'll bump up to 170, take a leap to 190, and then end with heavyweight 235. Minute to go in the second period at 2A.
O'Rear attempts a shot, but Sanders is going to make the most of it. Another takedown for her.
10-1 now for Sanders. Right at the edge of the mat. They're probably going to pull them back to the center.
Well, you love to see the new rule of them getting to at least keep one toe in. I mean, you're looking at 3 to 4 feet extra on the edge of that mat that, you know, these girls are getting to use now.
Some coaches want the biggest mat possible so you can really get
maximize your scoring potential.
Yep. Final seconds here in 1A. Sanders. Again, O'Rear just so strong last year, finishing second. And this year, only 2 losses, 46-2 overall.
Well, she picks top, and so I'm thinking she
strength.
She understands the situation. It's you know, she's down 10-1. She needs a pin to win here. So
you only have 2 minutes to get at least 9 points, and
when, you know, she's been taken down a couple times now, she's got to try something different.
Meanwhile, within reach, but running out of time, is Addie Nelson. Nelson finished 5th last year, 42-2 this season. But Isabella Miller, she's tough. 1st place in 2024, 3rd place last year. On top.
And she's going to score again.
3 more.
9-0. Definitely been a dominant performance from her.
I mean, both of these, 9-0 and 14-1.
Correct, yes.
Very technical, a plan, strategy, countering.
And execution, you know, you can plan all you want, but you got to come out here and deliver. And both of these girls have just stuck to the game plan and went to work.
38 seconds to go in 1A. Vinton Shellsburg. That is Chloe Sanders, daughter of Jason and Angie Sanders, has never won a state title. She's finished 2nd, 3rd, and 3rd. She is a senior, and she is 12 seconds away.
She's already, you know, hit 1 milestone this year of being the first girl to hit 200 wins.
Yep.
I would love to see her cap it off here in these last 2 seconds.
There it is.
With a state championship.
Congratulations, Chloe Sanders, 58-0, an undefeated, perfect senior season, and her first state title, 2nd, 3rd, 3rd, and 1st.
What a career she's had. Congratulations, Chloe Sanders.
And the final seconds at 2A, 12-1. And celebration as Isabella Miller out of Dubuque Hempstead High School finished 1st in 2024, 3rd last year, and 1st again in 2026. Let's take a look at Chloe Sanders. A replay of the winning moments.
Miller's gonna run over here, see her family.
She about jumped over our table. Nothing was gonna stop her, and I don't blame her. Here's a look at her dominant performance on a mission.
She's hugging her family now, feeling that embrace. Congratulations to her. You can tell she took that loss, that third place last year, and not that she lost her third place match, but obviously maybe didn't end it like she would have wanted to.
To the awards podium for Class 1A 130-pound place winners.
In fourth place from Osage, Aiden Keith. In third place from Williamsburg, Cecilia Grip. And your runner-up from EBF, Georgia Smith. And your champion, her award presented by Coach Jared Pickett from Denver, Lily Cooper.
And the celebration as Lily Cooper, the sophomore out of Denver, Iowa, finished third place and now is state champion. Daughter of Tiffany and Travis Cooper, state champ in Class 1A at 130 pounds.
What an amazing feeling. I wish I knew what it felt like to be a state champ.
You were a pioneer for these ladies. Competing against boys, a place winner against boys. It was a different time then.
It was. I'm thankful, that I got to wrestle, and obviously I wish I got to, compete against girls and that thing. But I'm so excited for these girls, and I have 3 girls of my own now, and excited for them to possibly have the opportunity to wrestle here as well.
And now the Class 2A 130-pound place winners with Watson atop the podium out of Waterloo East High School.
Cedar Falls, Destiny Hupner. In fourth place from Raccoon River Northwest, Izzy Duncan. In third place from Linmar, Brielle Park. Your runner-up at 130 pounds from Lewis Central, Avea Smith. And your 130-pound 2A state champion, receiving her award from Coach Joe Cadlick of Waterloo West, Danisha Watson.
And the celebration from Watson has never been to state. It does not matter.
All confident. She knew she had it.
So confident. When you expect something, she went out and delivered tonight, from the start.
I said it earlier, but she has that confidence because she has won before. She was a very confident, very, very good youth wrestler. Took some time off and didn't seem to slow her down any because, she's a state champion tonight.
She did a lot of things well in that match, not just one thing well.
Right.
Either.
She stayed in really good position. She obviously scored in positions where she knew she was confident in, and it paid off.
All right, your 1A awards at 135 pounds. In 8th place from Clear Lake, Piper Lester. In 7th place from South Winneshiek, Maddie Jansen. In 6th place from Woodward Granger, Sunshine Casey. In 5th place from Clarinda, Lily Weinreich. In 4th place from Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont, Miley Kirkpatrick. In 3rd place from Albernet, Lenny Gusick. Your runner-up at 135 pounds from West Delaware, Anna O'Rear. And your 135-pound 1A champion receiving her award from Coach and Dad Jason Sanders from Vinton Shellsburg, Chloe Sanders.
The celebration 58-0 as Chloe Sanders gets the first place championship medal from her coach and dad. Second place, third place, and as a senior, first place. She loves accomplishing goals with this team, and she plans to wrestle in college. Congratulations to Chloe Sanders of Vinton-Shellsburg, your Class 1A 135-pound undefeated 58-0 state champ.
I'll be excited to see, where she goes to college and how she continues to do, because I think the ceiling's really high for her. Gets a big hug from her dad there.
And here's a look at the 2A 135-pound place winners.
In 7th place from Cedar Rapids, Jefferson, Josephine Budaderi. In 6th place from Creston, Grace Keeler. In 5th place from Oskaloosa, Mia Locke. In 4th place from Fort Dodge, Mariah Benedict. In 3rd place from Ames, Lexa Rosevink. And your runner-up from Southeast Polk, Addie Nelson. And Coach Zarek Anderson of Dubuque Hempstead presents the championship medal to Bella Miller.
For the second time, Miller is a state champion. Back in 2024, third place last year, and a state champion again here in 2A at Class 135. A perfect season of 30-0 out of Dubuque Hempstead High School.
She ends it on top.
Well, we talk about the growth of the sport. Anything that you have seen, either technical adjustments or just how these individual wrestlers have grown strength-wise or anything with the sport as well?
We've talked about numbers and how much, the sport has gained number-wise. I don't think it's talked about enough how much the sport has gained technique-wise.
Yeah.
The girls are so much better, conditioned. They know mat awareness. They know actual technique. They're better coached. It's watching the growth of the actual wrestlers, to me, is more gratifying than watching the growth of the numbers.
And both are amazing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And her opponent at 140 pounds from Logan Magnolia Woodbine, Tegan Carrot.
In 2A at 140 pounds, out first from Waverly Shell Rock, McKenna Miller.
And her opponent at 140 pounds from Raccoon River Northwest, Rodish.
Well, we expect some good ones here at the 140-pound weight class. This one is stacked. 1 and 2 in 1A, 1 and 2 in 2A.
So these brackets played out how, we maybe thought they would, at least at the top.
The whistles have been blown, and we are ready to go. Carrot and Tenborg in 1A. Rodish and Miller battling here in 2A.
Lots of hand fighting over here on map 1A. Girls get into some good positions.
Ooh. Right up the edge. You can see standing up. Foot is in. She got it. She got it.
3 points right on the edge of that mat again.
So the points awarded to Tegan Carrot at a Logan Magnolia Woodbine. She is a sophomore, a state champion last year.
Looking to do it again.
She knows what it takes to get the job done. She loves the relationship she's formed with her teammates and coaches competing in the sport of wrestling.
You hear that time and time again with these girls, is how much, you know, they appreciate the teams that they're on, the girls they surround themselves with, and probably just that family they've formed.
We have a stoppage at the 2A match at 140 pounds as
some blood time over there.
Miller is getting tended to. She's a junior. Her biggest wrestling accomplishment, making it to the state finals. She has not placed at state before. Parents Alyssa and Brian Miller. Meanwhile at 1A, it's 3-1 as we're neutral with 44 seconds to go here in the opening period. Back to live action here in 2A. Back to that same edge of the mat. They really like that area.
About 30 seconds left. A lot of action on both sides in the first period.
Again, Carrot jumped out to the early advantage, getting the takedown right with hardly any room to go. Fighting it off, 7 seconds! Takedown, 3 points. And we move to the second period in 2A.
That's a great takedown for Callista, you know, with such short time left. Making it hard for, you know, Miller to gain those points back when you get them right at the end of the period like that.
Here's a replay on your screen of 1A. Going right down there. Well, Waukee, a senior Rhodish, 2-time state finalist, plans to go into nursing or pre-med. Been to state before, finished 6th place, 4th place, and 2nd place. Taking on Miller, 3-0, second period. Miller says, nah, just a junior, no plans for college yet, but would love to compete, maybe at Wartburg or somewhere.
Right.
Still plenty of time as a junior, figure that out.
Rhodish on a nice single, elevates it.
Another takedown, right at a minute to go here, second period. The escape makes it 6-1.
She really looks like she's starting to kind of flow and get into things. Both takedowns have been beautiful.
3-1 on top. A takedown in 1A. 4-3. We got a good one here in 1A. Carrot and Tenborg, the sophomore and senior. Tenborg out of Sadell High School, plans to major in kinesiology. She said her biggest wrestling accomplishment was actually taking down Coach Wilson.
I understand that.
Do you?
Some of your coaches are, you know, your biggest opponents.
She's been to state before, finished 6th as a freshman, 1st as a sophomore, 1st as a junior. Highlights of wrestling.
Rhodish is going to get another takedown.
And really
right at the end of the
that
period.
Gap. That's the second time here. So 6 of the 12 points have come
in the final seconds of the period.
7 or 8 seconds, yeah.
And that just makes it so hard for Miller to come back when you can't continue to close a gap, you know, that period. So really smart, savvy wrestling on Callista's part.
12-2 in 2A. Rhodish has been dominant. 50-0, has not lost this year at 140 pounds. Cassie and Brad are her parents. Again, has not won a state title, has finished 6th, 4th, and 2nd, but has to be pretty confident coming in her senior year with an undefeated record.
Definitely, and one, again, we're talking about who's been coachable, right? You see that constant progress throughout her career, and here she is, you know, in the state championship, going for a state title.
Another stoppage. All right, focus now on 1A. 3 points separating Ten Borg and Carrick. Ten Borg finished first as a sophomore and a junior, trying to go three-peat here.
She's up 9-3. Pretty comfortable lead right now.
She said her highlight of wrestling so far, growing the women's wrestling program at Seidel High School, and all the awesome connections she made with the girls on her team. A pioneer in her own right for wrestling at Seidel. 9-3 with a minute to go, 15-2 in 2A with 26 seconds to go. Rodish just putting on a clinic as the #1 seed and undefeated.
She's continued to just stay calm and poised and just present in each position and really capitalized on
her body language
everything.
is showing that too. Just real calm. Not letting the moment be too big, not feeling rushed.
Right.
8 seconds to go. Alyssa Rodish out of
Finish the
Waukee.
period.
For the first time, she is a state champion. Her senior season undefeated. 6th place, 4th place, 2nd place,
And
first
now,
place.
first place.
Congratulations.
And Raccoon River gonna get another state champion
Raccoon
tonight.
River wrestling, racking up the points for the team title. 9-3 in 1A as time down to 5 seconds to go. And Ten Borg out of Seidel has won it 3 times in a row.
Wow.
The seniors go out on top. But Ten Borg, sophomore, junior, and senior year, state champion. Congratulations.
Congratulations to her. She's gonna run over to her coaches.
You see signing her name. And how cool, where does that go in her house? You know you get to take that home, right? Frame that.
It's gotta go in the living room, right?
That's where I'd put it.
Right next to the fireplace, just for everyone to see.
Here's a replay. Currently leading 9-3 at 1A there. Really sealing the deal to go up 12-3 at that point.
Extremely dominant match for her.
Megan Black-Campion, first female to qualify for the Iowa State Wrestling Tournament 2 times, placed in the boys tournament, 4-time All-American, 2-time national finalist, University National Champion. Joining me, Eric Braley on the call for Iowa PBS. It's been a fun night, an emotional night as we tell the stories of these tremendous women and student athletes. We've seen freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors do it as we move up to another weight class as it's time for the 145-pounders.
Class 1A from Mount Vernon, Adeline Wishner.
And her opponent at 145 from East Buchanan, Taylor Stiefel.
In 2A, representing Ankeny, Jamie Cron.
And her opponent from the co-ed, 145 pounds, Lauren Luzum.
Let's wrestle at 145 pounds.
All right.
145-pound weight class of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Wrestling Championships from Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa. Sold out arena, an electric atmosphere tonight.
And it's still full in here.
Oh, why would you
People
leave?
aren't leaving. Plenty of good wrestling still to come.
Yeah, after this, we have 155 pounds, a takedown.
Big takedown.
And an escape makes it 3-1. We're neutral. And looking, a takedown and back points at 1A. As Stiefel out of East Buchanan. Over Wisner. Wisner's in a bad spot here, and she's pinned.
That's
Out of
all she
Mount
wrote over
Vernon,
there.
the senior, she finished 6th place last year, but Taylor Stiefel, 39-10, the senior, finished 4th place in 2024, finished 3rd last year. For the first time ever, she's a state champion. Congratulations to Taylor Stiefel out of East Buchanan. She had a plan. She was on a mission.
She came in the #1 seed, and she's leaving here a state champion.
The senior said her biggest wrestling accomplishment was being a mighty Buccaneer. And loves starting every morning in the practice room with the greatest team on earth. Meanwhile, another takedown, 23 seconds to go. They'll bring him to the center. 6-1. Let's take a look at the left of your screen for the 1A replay. Wisner had a tremendous career this season, ended up going 53-5 out of Mount Vernon.
So you have the #1 seed winning over on the 1A mat. On the 2A mat, you have the #5 seed and the #2 seed.
Feels like Ankeny is feeling some momentum.
It does seem like that. She's up 6-2.
I won't count, but maybe something like that might even send a message.
I think it does. It, as a competitor, you're thinking like she's still coming. The whole time she's still coming.
Relentless.
And she's relentless, yes. And that starts to get taxing.
So it's 6-2, second period. And now, in a good spot, 3 points coming.
Well, I'll be honest, I thought maybe that was going to be a feet to back type situation, but she fought it off and just gave up the 3. Some smart wrestling on her part to give that position up.
Lauren Luzum. Jamie Craw will come back to center with 1:20 to go, second period. You see the coaches doing what they can from their respective corners to build up these student athletes, to put them in the best positions they can to win the state title.
Jamie up to her feet.
Craw,
Quickly gets taken back down.
44-5. And starting to flip the script here.
Hey, see Lauren really kind of coming on here this second period, kind of working up to full speed, I'd say.
Well, Lauren finished 6th in 2023, 8th in 2024, and 5th in 2025. Here's a look at that takedown. by Lauren Luzum. So she's been here before. You see the reaction from the coach. 6th, 8th, and 5th, first time battling for a state title. A senior. She wants to attend a 4-year college and wrestle. 6-5 here in the second period.
She's still down with 30 seconds to go. I'm sure looking for some back points here. Try to take the lead.
145-pound weight class. The reason we don't have split screen is because a pin happened quite quickly in 1A in the opening period. 6 seconds before the third period, where it will be really anybody's to win. In the third and final period, you can feel the intensity with so much riding.
And there was a stall warning there.
Yep.
So we'll see, you know, if that plays out anywhere here in the third period.
Again, there can be penalty points, illegal holds, stalling, unsportsmanlike conduct. The common points or takedowns are worth 3. When a wrestler takes an opponent from standing to the mat, gains control. Escape is when a wrestler on the bottom, like Kraz now, can get away, stand up, return to neutral, standing position. A reversal is when the bottom wrestler reverses. But you can see riding out is Luzum. And you can get near fall or back points as well.
It'll be interesting what Luzum does here because, again, she's
You don't want to cut
down.
her, but maybe, you know, you might.
How long will we
takedown.
see her continue on top before maybe she cuts her
Yeah.
to try to win this with the takedown?
You want to give yourself time for the takedown. Riding
Looks like
her.
she may be looking for a cradle here.
Strong on top, but not necessarily in a scoring position right now. 1:32 to go. Again, Luzum.
I think she's maybe looking to overwhelm Crawl a little bit, maybe try to get a stall point, tie things up.
Got a leg. 5th place last year.
Returns her.
Craw last place finished 7th. Craw, a sophomore. And let's lose him out of Decorah, a senior. Well, buckle up, folks. We got 1:03 to go. And I think
Coaches
they're going
are
to say
telling her, cut her.
saying let her go. So she'll place hands. Let her go neutral, so the point is awarded. And now a takedown would make it 8 and less, and a takedown goes the other way. So 3 points
Takedown and back
awarded.
points.
I mean, no hesitation from
None.
Craw. Just immediately attacks.
She's been, you know, very aggressive on her feet throughout this match. I'm not surprised.
The toe just barely moves out of the circle. But 14-5, and now just a huge
gap. You know, right before that exchange.
Here's the replay where she just lifts her and drives her into the mat.
Right before that happened, you see Lauren look at her corner. Corner says, you know, up to her feet. And Lauren kind of nods her head like, this is not what I want. And then, you know, immediately after that gets taken down, you wonder if, you know, maybe she wasn't fully firing when they started that period.
30 seconds to go. We're at 145 pounds here at the Class 2A championship match.
14-6. Jimmy Craw gets another takedown.
Wow. More back points too. But you have to gamble at some point.
You do. At some point, you just have to go for it.
And there it is. With 1 minute to go, a dominant final minute. Foot on the gas on the accelerator. And a big
All
celebration.
Gas, no brakes.
And
For
cue the
Jamie
celebration.
Craw.
Congratulations to Craw at Ankeny High School.
Oh, takes down her coach.
Good night. The sophomore finished 7th last year and is a state champ. I feel like she could have gone another 3 periods.
It sure seems like it.
She signs her name on the winning bracket for 145 pounds. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. I hope one of the highlights is her taking down her coach. That might be one of my favorite highlights
I want
of
to
the
watch
night.
it again.
140 pounds.
Oh, here she comes.
In 8th
Ask and you
place
shall
from
receive.
Columbus Catholic Waterloo,
Sure you want to be a high school
Josie
coach?
Dean.
Oh, man.
In 7th place from North Mahasta,
And here are the place
Macy
winners.
Little. In 6th place from BCLU-WSH, Kiana White. In 5th place from Woodward Granger, Caitlin Brandhorst. In 4th place from Garner Hayfield Ventura, Alexa Heflin. In 3rd place from Central Lyon, George Little Rock, Lucy Konechny. Your runner-up at 140 pounds from Logan Magnolia Woodbine, Tegan Carrot. And your 1A 140-pound state champion, presenting her award, Coach Tyler Wilson of Sadell, Colby Tenborg.
That makes sense. That makes total sense.
And there it is, the hand raise and the celebration, giving Sadell High School the state title. 6th place as a freshman, 1st place as a sophomore, 1st place as a junior, and going out on top, 1st place again as a senior for Tenborg.
Wow, what a great match for her.
Yeah, right from the start, and powered it through right till the end. As they await the next set of place winners in this sold-out Extreme Arena. The next
Award winners for
and here
Class
they are
2A at
as they
140
make their way
pounds.
to the podium.
In 8th place, Haley Tugba of Ankeny. In 7th place, from Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, Meredith Comp. In 6th place, from Fort Madison, Mara Smith. In 5th place, from South Tama, Maylee Rucker. In 4th place, from Ames, Lauren Metcalf. In 3rd place, from Iowa City Liberty, Evelyn Eggleston. And your runner-up at 140, from Waverly Shell Rock, McKenna Miller. And receiving her award from her coach and sister from Raccoon River Northwest, your state champion 140, Callista Rodish.
Nothing like the embrace from your sister.
The hand raise, the celebration, the senior first ever state title for Callista Rodish. 6th place as a freshman, 4th place as a sophomore, 2nd place as a junior, 1st place as a senior, and getting the state champion medal from her sister. 51-0 her senior season. Congratulations to Callista.
Something that's so fun to watch, you know, throughout the girls tournament, but also the boys tournament, is just the different family ties for
There's
me.
a lot of them.
I love to watch that. For me, you know, the support you get from your family, it, you know, really is what helped propel me through my career, and I love watching it, you know, play out for other people as well.
And now 145 pounds, Class 1A, place winners in state championship.
Haley Pedrick. In 5th place, from Southwest Valley, Kenzie Mater. In 4th place, from Emmitsburg, Peyton Hack. In 3rd place, from Mid-Prairie, Sophie Miller. Your runner-up from Mount Vernon, Adeline Wisner. And presenting the award at 145 pounds, Coach and Dad Dan Stiefel, to your 145-pound state champion from East Buchanan, Taylor Stiefel.
Congratulations to Addie. You see the emotion on her face and the celebration. Sometimes you got to pinch yourself. Is this really happening? Congratulations, delivering Decorah.
Runs over to her dad.
She finished
Another jump into the dad's arms.
6th, 8th, 5th, and now 1st as a senior. Multi-sport athlete, loves wrestling, plays softball and track as well. Interesting to see what she wants to do in college.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to do multiple things and to do them well is so impressive to me.
And our Class 2A 145-pound champions and place winners. This just ended with Jamie Craw at the top.
In 6th place from Raccoon River Northwest, Natalie Keller. In 5th place from Sioux City North, Jenna Hansen. In 4th place from Cedar Rapids Prairie, Louisa Mead. In 3rd place from Benton Community, Lizzie Wolf. And your runner-up from Decorah, Lauren Luzum. And presenting award to the champion at 145, Coach Ken Ray. From Ankeny, your champion, Jamie Craw.
Jamie Craw, 45-5 this year, blows the kiss. Talk about, I mean, she lost 5 times this year, just taking early season losses and realizing her goals are still in front of her.
You know, one thing I learned, you know, maybe not as early in my career as I would have liked, is that all you need is one good day. Here she goes, tackling her coach.
Oh, my.
But, you know, when you get here, it doesn't matter what you've done prior in the year. It doesn't matter if you're hurt. It doesn't matter if you've been sick. What matters is that you're present that day. And she's been present the last 2 days, and it paid off. She was present each match, and here she is now, state champion. Who cares about those other 5 matches, right? Yep. She's here now.
Sees the moment that was in front of her.
And her opponent at 155 pounds from East Buchanan, Miley Waltz.
In Class 2A from Algona, Reagan Jensen.
Her opponent at 155 from Southeast Polk, Skylar Slade.
We are ready to wrestle at 155.
155-pound weight class. We started at 100 pounds and have gone up by 5-pound increments. After this, we take the leap. We go to 170, then 190, then 235. So starting to get some more muscle and some more weight on these ladies. And we have our first
Slade.
takedown in Class 2A. As you see Slade out of Southeast Polk on top of Jensen. And a takedown in Class 1A. As Waltz is down.
She's looking for that half. Not sure if she's going to get it.
Bruce out of Davenport Assumption, 41-0. Assumption Catholic High School, a senior. Finished second in 2024 as a sophomore. Bruce also placed third at Fargo. Taking on Miley Waltz of East Buchanan, who's 50-5 this senior year. Another mighty Buccaneer, proud to be in the finals. No stranger here to state.
She's looking to get back points. Right on that edge. Not sure if she'll quite get it. Referee's not sure yet either. Still signaling that she doesn't quite have it yet. There we go. Now he's counting.
A 2 count. And 2 seconds to go. We move to the second period in 1A with a 6-0 score with Greta Bruce on top. She plans to wrestle in college. She is a senior. No decision made quite yet.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of, colleges out there seeking her. She's a tough one.
41-0.
41-0. She's tough. She's going to start the second period on bottom.
And in 2A, a 3-0 lead where Slade got that takedown within the first 30 seconds.
Also very dominant on top. Had a good ride. She's going to start down on bottom, second period.
Slade, as a freshman, won it all.
Here she is, back to her feet. Gets the escape.
In 10th place, in 10th grade, she finished third. And last year, she finished second. So, champion, third, second.
She's on the climb back up, looking to be a champion again this year.
Taking on a very tough opponent, as well as Reagan Jensen is
Another
a
takedown.
sophomore. Have they awarded points?
No, I jumped the gun. there we go.
There it is. Jensen out of Algona, a sophomore, finished 7th last year as a freshman. Placed third at Donnybrook, placed 7th again last year. And that was a big confidence booster as a freshman.
She's on a good shot here. We'll see if she can elevate and, make something of it. Slade very tough here, though. They're going to call it a stalemate. Back to their feet.
4-0. Reagan Jensen trails Skylar Slade. Well, Greta Bruce has a sizable 9-point advantage over Miley Waltz.
Miley's not done yet, though.
No, she's in a real good spot. 20 seconds to go here in the second period. She looks over, Coach, what do you want me to do? 15 seconds. Might not have this good of opportunity again.
Again, she's looking to seize the moment.
5.
Gets her 3.
4, 3, 2, 1. She got the points out of it, but so to the third period here in 1A with Bruce out of Davenport Catholic Assumption leading by 6. We go neutral. And a 7-0 lead for Slade. We go neutral. 155 pounds. Megan Black Campion, Eric Braley. for Iowa PBS. Sold out Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa. Final day of high school girls wrestling in the state of Iowa.
Walls gets one over here.
Chipping away.
She's chipping away.
4-point run, a 4-0 run. Trailing by 5, but time's starting to run out.
Slade looking to...
Look out.
There we go.
And there it is.
Takedown and a pin. Skylar
Nice
Slade
combo.
back on top.
Slade, 4th place. Excuse me. 1st place, 3rd place, 2nd place, 1st place. That's what you call a high school career. Congratulations to Skylar Slade of Southeast Polk. She plans to continue wrestling somewhere at the next level, as she writes her name on the state championship line. You'll see the replay of the winning highlight on the right side of your screen. And we watch the final 45 seconds in 1A as well. Working so hard. I love.
She
And
continues
Miley
to
Walls
press.
is working
Yeah,
hard.
she continues to pressure in, but not before.
Bruce is tough.
Yes, Bruce gets in on a takedown again. Tries to shuffle, is gonna run through.
3 points, and that should do it. Makes it 13-6. Less than 20 seconds to go. Greta Bruce, 2nd place as a sophomore, now a senior. The senior out of Assumption Catholic High School. Congratulations to Greta Bruce. A perfect senior season.
A perfect senior season. Nothing like going out on top.
155-pound champion in Class 1A, and hugs to her coaches and signing her name on the championship bracket. We'll take a look at one of her bigger scoring opportunities. And here it is.
Grabs the
How
ankle.
about we wrestle for a championship at
behind.
170 pounds? Class 1A.
All
up
right.
first from Mount
I told the
Vernon,
viewers we'd bump it up 5 pounds, no
We are
more.
bumping it up.
Now we go to 190 pounds. Excuse me, to 170 pounds,
From West Liberty,
where
Reese Garcia Vasquez.
you see the matchups.
And in 2A from South Tama, Autumn Ellsbury.
And her opponent at 170 pounds from Waverly Shell Rock, Amalia Chumesi.
Let's wrestle at 170.
Hard to believe we're down to the final 3 weight classes in what's been an epic night for the Iowa girl here at the 2026 High School Girls State Wrestling Championships. Final day of wrestling.
On the 2A mat, we have 2 nationally ranked wrestlers going at it.
It's the one you circle, right?
Yep. Both girls extremely experienced.
Three 3-0 already. representing Waverly, Shell Rock, and South Tama County. And in 1A, it's West Liberty against Mount Vernon. 3-0, 3-0 is the score. Amalia Joe Messi out of Waverly Shell Rock is a sophomore, state champion last year, 6th place at Fargo. State champion as a freshman. .43-1 overall record, taking on Autumn Ellsbury out of South Tama, a senior. And Autumn was a champion her junior year. Her sophomore year finished 2nd, and her freshman year finished 4th. On the 1A mat, we have a junior and a senior. Pinkney out of Mount Vernon, qualified for state all 4 years. Last year in 1A, at 170 pounds, finished 5th. Taking on Garcia Vasquez out of West Liberty. Proudest moment tonight, making the finals this year. Plans to go into nursing. Placed at state. Freshman year had an 8th place finish. Sophomore year finished 3rd. Second period action at 1A, a 3-0 score in favor of Garcia Vasquez.
Basically same thing over here on the 2A match. Got another 3-0 score. Gonna start on our feet again.
Strategy, strategy, strategy. It's not all about muscle, strength, power. It's a chess match as well. Trying to counter what your opponent is doing, using your head.
Oh.
Big takedown!
Autumn with the 3-point takedown. It's gonna tie it up now, 3-3.
Minute and a half to go, second period. Let's see if we can get a takedown in 1A.
We saw Jamesi extremely, good on top, was able to ride basically that entire period. We'll see, what Ellsbury now has
Yep.
to counter that.
Ellsbury 39-4 overall.
Looking to get back points.
Looking to get out of it. Staying calm.
A lot of action, but no points.
Nothing. 42 seconds in 1A.
Stall call. Going to be against Garcia Vasquez.
That's the first against her. Neutral on the left of your screen here in 1A. Only
Ellsbury.
one takedown has been the only point.
Ellsbury has a really nice chicken wing locked up here. We'll see if she can get any points with it. She's very slow. She's taking this over very slow.
Rolled her over. There's some back points. There's a pin, a fall. Autumn Ellsbury of South Tama, the senior. 39-4. Heading into this, we said. And on Class 1A, it all happened at the exact same time.
Oh my goodness.
At the
What a
exact
crazy
same
30
moment.
seconds.
In the second period. A pin happened in 1A and 2A at the exact same time. We'll show you 2A first. talk our viewers what happened here.
Well, look at Ellsbury and just how slow and calculated she's taking
Very
over
slow.
this chicken wing. She knows that she has time on the clock. She doesn't have to rush it. And girls' shoulders are extremely flexible. If you try to rush this, Domesti's probably just going to roll through and end up getting points herself. So very smart on Autumn Ellsbury to take that very slow and just build that pressure right into that pin.
And I'm going to be honest with you, I want to see the 1A final because I was very distracted.
Yeah,
so here it
same.
is. That is a big, big move
Mount
for
Vernon.
Gracie Pinckney, the senior. Last year, 5th place. This year, state champ at 170 pounds.
What a great
Congratulations to Gracie. Wow.
Congrats to both of them. What great matches, man.
I just wish it was like 30 seconds apart. It
Yeah,
was
I wish
too
I
much
could have-
happening at once.
Have fully seen both matches.
Wow. Very exciting, edge of your seat type entertainment taking place here. Again, we mentioned this probably an hour and a half ago, but the growth of sport here. But first, let's go to the place winners and award the champions all the way down 1st through 8th place at 155 pounds, Class 1A.
In 6th place from BCLU WSH, Taya Hollingsworth. In 5th place from Louisa Muscatine, Kirsten Duncombe. In 4th place from Western Iowa, Marley Pittett. In 3rd place from West Lyon, Eliana Cooey. Your runner-up at 155 from East Buchanan, Miley Waltz. And presenting our award at 155 pounds, Coach Marcus Bass. And your 155-pound Class 1A state champion from Assumption, Davenport, Greta Bruce.
The champion, Assumption, proud to represent and bring another state title. The senior finished 2nd as a sophomore and a state champion, a perfect season. Congratulations. A perfect season nonetheless. Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can celebrate. Some tackle their coaches, some run up into the stands, some just shed tears and just drop their jaw and can't believe it.
I'm not
It's
sure
hard to
there's a
predict what
wrong
your
way.
emotion is. There's no way to even predict. Here now, back to the podium, Class 2A, 155-pound place winners.
In 5th place from Iowa City Liberty, Peyton Van Dyke. In 4th place from Benton Community, Lena DeMoss. In 3rd place from City High, Shauna Emanuel. And your runner-up in Class 2A 155 from Algona, Reagan Jensen. And presenting the award, Coach Alexis Slade, the mom of Southeast Polk's champion, Skylar Slade.
Congratulations to Skylar Slade, the senior. 1st place as a freshman, 3rd place as a sophomore, 2nd place as a junior, 1st place as a senior, and I think the first mom giving the...
Yeah, I was just going to say something about that. You know, right now you see so many dads giving their daughters, and that's amazing. And think about this generation of girls now who are winning state championships, getting to someday maybe put that medal on their daughters and how special that moment will be. Not that it's not special for her mom. I'm just thinking, you know, future, that's what we have to look forward to. That's so special.
Tonight is special. What is being built is special. Again, in 2020, there were 571 girls. There's 3,422 tonight. Here's the next group of ladies and place winners. 170 pounds
In sixth place from
for Class
Fairfield,
1A.
Samantha Lyons. In fifth place from Anamosa, Izzy Taylor. In fourth place from Clear Lake, Kema Burleson. In third place from Humboldt, Danica Diedrich. Your runner-up at 170 pounds from West Liberty, Bricia Garcia Vasquez. And presenting the award at 170 pounds, Coach Trevor Trendy. Your 170-pound state champion from Mount Vernon, Gracie Pinkney.
Love the smile. Congratulations to the senior, Gracie Pinkney.
Have a feeling she'll be smiling all night.
Last year, 5th place. This year, as a senior, taking care of business. Plans to go to school for elementary education and wrestling. You can see her
Well, good luck to
personality
her.
just shining.
Yeah.
She'll be a good kindergarten, first grade
She
teacher.
will.
Love to see it. Congratulations to Mount Vernon and Gracie. And to the match that just wrapped up,
From Linmar.
the 170-pound weight class for 2A.
In 7th place from Burlington, Macy Peterson. In 6th place from Prairie Cedar Rapids, Addison Bowman. In 5th place from Western Dubuque, Ava Fab. In 4th place from North Metro, Peyton Trainer. In 3rd place from Decorah, Anna Simon. Your runner-up at Class 170 from Waverly Shell Rock, Amalia Jumesi. And presenting the Champions Award, Coach Maylee Ellsbury. From South Tama, your champion at 170, Autumn Ellsbury.
What an extremely tough bracket that was.
We knew it heading in.
That was a dogfight.
Congratulations to Autumn Ellsbury, the senior out of South Tama, 4-time state place winner. As a freshman, finished 4th, sophomore finished runner-up. Last year, champion. This year, champion as a senior. Last year, father gave her a medal. Going out on top, has yet to decide college plans.
Well, I'm
but
sure
can
her
celebrate
sister there
tonight.
would love to see her at William Penn alongside her.
We are ready to
All
wrestle
right,
at
2 more weight classes
190
left, 190
pounds.
and
In Class 1A, out first from
the
Denver,
heavyweight. Here we go.
Kennedy Berg.
And her opponent at 190 pounds from East Buchanan, Brooklyn Graham.
In 2A, representing Iowa City West, Ava Jara.
And her opponent at 190 pounds from Algona, Reagan Haynes.
Officials, let's wrestle.
1 and 2 in Class 1A is Brooklyn Graham of East Buchanan. 42-0, undefeated record. Last year, 1st place, took home the title. As a sophomore, 3rd place finish. As a freshman, a 5th place finish. Taking on Kennedy Burke, who went 28-2 out of Denver. Sophomore, she finished 6th. And then points already in Class 2A.
Quick work over here. Haynes looking to possibly get the fall.
Iowa City West High. Back point,
And she's
there
gonna
it
do it.
is. Reagan Haynes, Algona High School, 43-4 record. She's never placed at state before. 43-4, biggest wrestling accomplishment heading into this year was right now. Incredible. That was fast.
That was fast. This is just another perfect example of you don't, it matters that you show up consistently throughout the year, but when it comes down to it, you have to be on your game at this tournament at the right time. And she was at her best at the right time.
So fast, ready to attack, jumped out to that 3-0 lead, and then you see just trying to turn, ready to apply the pressure. You see the arm. And able to get it down for the fall.
Beautiful. Congratulations, Reagan Haynes, Algona.
First period.
Another state
pin.
champion for Algona.
Algona having a great night here in the final day of high school girls wrestling. And big emotions as expected for Reagan Haynes. Haynes, the daughter of Diana and Joel Haynes, undecided of what to do, just a junior. Making it to state with all her friends and going to finals with them. Her favorite memory with the sport. All right, now we can focus full attention on Class 1A. No score. A senior and a junior facing off is already here in the second period. East Buchanan has had a number of ladies competing in the state finals.
Especially in the second half of wrestling, their upper weights have been extremely tough.
Sayer come kind of hard with that hand.
Yeah, some tough hand fighting here. Still no score, both wrestlers. Hand fighting hard, but I haven't seen many shot attempts. True shot attempts.
Yep.
There's been some reaches, I guess, but
standing
still
kind
plenty
of
of
tall.
time.
Yep. 48 seconds to go. Second period. Starting to push is Kennedy Burke of Denver. Now pushing back. And I think we're going to run out of real estate there.
In.
Yeah. And now back to center with 34 seconds to go. Megan Black-Campion and Eric Braley on the call here. Started about, I don't even know what time it was. What did we go on? About 6:30? 3?
Yeah, we're
About 3.
about 3 hours in.
And it's been an entertaining, fun night from this sold-out Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa.
There's not many times I just get to sit down for 3 hours right now in my life.
For young girls.
So this has been a fun 3 hours.
And no doubt about it, we got the best seat in the house. We are Matt's side. We get to reach out and touch the competitors.
Beautiful shot.
But runs
from
out of
Brooklyn
time.
Graham.
Did it with about
Oh.
5 seconds to go. Had the move, had the leg. And then the whistle blew saying time has expired.
Well, she can be looking for that here in these next 2 periods.
A little bit of blood. So a bit of a break as the athletic trainer tends to Kennedy Burke. Again, a 1-2 matchup. Kennedy Burke, a junior. Brooklyn Graham, a senior. As we talk about it, you know, what separates maybe a state, well, first a read, as I want to tell you something, because tonight has been exciting. Relive this excitement from tonight. Share these moments with your family, your friends, and your neighbors. Visit iowapbs.org for archives of high school sports championships anytime. Just go to the website to relive these moments. You know, is it really seizing the opportunity, the difference between making it to state or making it to advance to the next day, or what are some of the variables that you see as a former medalist?
Well, I think, I don't mean to be repetitive, but just staying, present in the match in each position. I truly think, regardless of if it was regionals or the first day of state or now, the finals, you can't progress to the next step if you're not staying present in the match.
You just got to be locked in.
You
mentally.
do. If you can win each position or win the next position, that's what's going to put a whole match together for you.
We're in the third period here, and we have no points in the 190-pound weight class in Class 1A between Graham and Burke, 1 and 2. 42-0 for Graham, 28-2 for Burke.
Graham's looking to maybe lock up a chicken wing here. She's got some time to do it. She's going to need to roll that wrist or get a half on the other side, though. Right now, Burke has got kind of hand control.
The experience that Graham has, again, as a junior, she won state. As a sophomore, she finished third. As a freshman, she finished fifth. Burke, sixth place finish last year.
Going to be a stall warning on top.
No points awarded for the stall, but you can't get another one.
Again, she had that chicken wing, but really wasn't looking to advance too much with it. It was kind of just sitting on top. She's going to try a wing on the other side now.
Graham on top, Burke on bottom. "47 seconds. They say unsafe position. And we'll restart. Trying to roll out of it for an escape, which would be huge.
Yeah, it's going to be huge for Burke here to get out, to get that point on the board, because neither wrestler has, gotten a takedown. We need to see an escape from Burke.
25 seconds. State championship on the line for Graham of East Buchanan and Burke of Denver. Trying to rise to her feet. Graham won't let her. And we might have extra.
Yeah, I think we're going to get some
wrestling.
extra wrestling here. Graham
She just
continues
can't
to
roll
look,
her.
but back to those shoulders that are just extremely flexible.
And now it comes down to endurance, really. This is gut check time. This is all that extra conditioning. 1 minute on the clock here.
And we're going to need to see them open up. We really haven't seen many attempts by either wrestler.
No.
Someone's going to have to put it on the line.
So much on the line right here, right now. A takedown would win it.
And about 30 seconds to get it done. Remember, Graham does have a stall call.
Yes.
And they just warned Burke.
So they
each have one.
"24 seconds and time ticking down. Everything on the line here. At 190 pounds. 15 seconds to go. Thought she could turn her, but relentless on the defense. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well,
Here
what
we
else
go
did you
again.
expect? It's 1 versus 2.
Yeah. I don't have the history on them. I wonder if they've met up before.
I do not either. Again, You see just reading the nonverbal language and just how much is riding on this. This is an intense situation. Rising to her feet, trying to stay in.
Well, this is going to be huge because now we have a stall call.
Yep. So a stall call awards a point to Brooklyn Graham.
Now, if she gets an escape, it's going to make it really tough.
So there's 19 seconds now. Burke trying to ride her out. Up on her feet. That's huge.
So now Burke is going to have to get a reversal.
Yep.
To tie it,
Which is
to at
not
least tie it
out.
up again.
I mean, we have definitely not out of question.
Well, and not out of question to think that we could see another stall call again.
That is also true. So now, with 30 seconds to go, Kennedy Burke back against the wall has to get a minimum 2 points.
So here in these overtimes, we've got 30 seconds. Each girl gets the chance to
You choose.
to get your points here. So she's gonna let her up.
So a takedown would tie it, but you only got 22 seconds, and you haven't had a takedown yet. Time and Brooklyn Graham is the biggest challenge for Kennedy Burke here. 8, 7, 6, have to shoot and gamble here, and Brooklyn Graham holds off. Well, that took forever, and that's a testament to how hard
These
of a
girls
battle
are just
they
fighting.
were just battled so hard for that one. Tip your cap. That was truly a battle between Brooklyn Graham of East Buchanan and Kennedy Burke of Denver.
Not one shot that entire match.
No, as opposed
Yeah.
to the two-way, which ended in about 30 seconds.
Yeah. Hey, points are points.
Points are points, and
Points win matches.
here is the hand raise as Brooklyn Graham, the senior, back-to-back state champion. So look at her trophy case. 5th place, 3rd place, 1st place, 1st place. A lot of wins. 235, the final weight class and the final competition on the final day of wrestling here in the state of Iowa for girls wrestling.
We have seen some crazy matches.
We really
some
have.
great wrestling. Maybe some of the best technical wrestling I've seen from the girls' state tournament yet. It just keeps getting better.
From Cedar Rapids Prairie, Amelia Reyes.
All right, Megan, you ready for another one?
I'm ready.
Here we go, 235-pound weight class. These ladies have been, I don't know if they've been patiently waiting. Can you imagine?
I would
you
be
wake
impatiently
up,
waiting.
What, 6, 7, 8 in the morning and say, okay, I'm wrestling for a state title today. You step on the mat at
10 o'clock.
9:59. Holy buckets.
My goodness.
Cannot imagine. Already
we
in
got
for a
something.
shot in Class 1A. In for a shot on 2A. These ladies not wasting any time at all. No points awarded on two-way. A takedown, and now it's identical scores of 3-0.
You know, Subston kind of started that exchange and ended up with Reyes on top. Subston gets the escape, though.
3-1. Representing the schools of Atlantic and Crestwood in Class 1A, and Cedar Rapids, Prairie, and Ottumwa, the larger schools in Class 2A. A very entertaining first period here at the 235-pound weight class.
First time I qualified for the state tournament was for the Ottumwa Bulldogs. So nice to see them continue to get some tough girls.
Tough is one thing you got to be in this sport. Another takedown. 6-1, 37 seconds to go. Reyes, a junior. Has she placed at state before? No, she hasn't. But 42-1 on the season.
Looking for a pin here from Armstrong.
5 seconds, getting the back
she do
points.
it?
3, 2, 1. There it was with 1 second to go.
And I'm gonna guess they're gonna look at that and make sure.
The only question is, and on the other mat.
2 pins.
And both came within 2 seconds of the first period. Wow, what an ending.
If that doesn't show you, you got to wrestle to the last second. I don't know what does.
Emily Reyes has never placed before. She is your Class 2A state champion, going 43-1. And Haley Armstrong of Atlantic, the senior, a 4-time state place winner, finished 8th, 3rd, 5th, and 1st. Signing her name, and there's the replay. Wow. Usually the upper weights take a little while.
But do they roll, or do they roll when they get going? Man.
High fives, celebration, hugs, and tears. Again, we are gonna stay here until the final place winners have been crowned and medals have been given out. So wrestling has come a long way. We talked about when you competed 39 girls back in 2011. We now have about 3,500 competing. What does tonight's championship represent for the future girls of wrestling?
I would say so much promise. Promise that you're going to continue to have amazing opportunities, amazing support.
In 6th place from Mid-Prairie, Ellie Callahan. In 5th place from Central Lyon George Little Rock, Kenley Cortals. In 4th place from Hampton Dumont Cal, Marin Subert. In 3rd place from New Hampton Turkey Valley, Ava Trendy. Your runner-up at 190 pounds in Class 1A from Denver, Kennedy Burke. And your 1A 190-pound champion is being awarded by Coach Kendra Burchett from East Buchanan, Brooklyn Graham.
Back-to-back state titles for Brooklyn Graham. You talk about a lot of promise for the future.
Right, just, you know, I don't think we're going away. You know, I think at the beginning there was this idea of like, this is growing, when is it gonna stop? And I think you look at this tonight and I don't see there any way of this not continuing to just grow and get better coaches, better programs. It's been amazing to watch.
Not only are the numbers growing, but the technique and the support and everything's going. Back to the podium, for the Class 2A 190-pound medalists.
Cadence Hagan of Boone. In 7th place from Washington, Cedar Rapids, Serenity Malone. In 6th place from Lewis Central, Madison Wright. In 5th place from Carlisle, Mallory Stutzman. In 4th place from North Metro, Marley Badgley. In 3rd place from Southeast Polk, Sophie Reed. And the runner-up from Iowa City West, Ava Diarra. And presenting the award to the champion in Class 2A at 190 pounds, Coach Jacob Adams, to Algona's Reagan Haynes.
Congratulations to Reagan Haynes, the junior. 43-4 overall, had never placed at state before and is now a state champion.
Picked a good time to do it.
She will be back
3 teams in each division. Please come down.
as the 190-pound medalists
Please
exit,
come to the tunnel by the head
led
table. Top
by
3
Reagan.
teams in each class. Please come to the tunnel by the head table.
as the 235 pounders. And remember the teams, this isn't just an individual. The teamed awards for 1A and 2A will also be crowned tonight with trophies as well. Back to the podium.
In 7th place from Colfax Mingo, Emmeline Buckman. In 6th place from New Hampton, Turkey Valley, Cadence Hall. In 5th place from Northeast, Skylar Wegener. In 4th place from Wallert Catholic, Olivia C. In 3rd place from Boyden Hull, Rock Valley, Kaylee DeJong. Your runner-up at 235 from Crestwood, Rose Niewanner. And your 1A 235-pound champion receiving her award from Coach Brian Armstrong. From Atlantic, Haley Armstrong.
Haley celebrates her first state championship, finished 8th, 3rd, 5th, and now 1st. And a big bear hug to celebrate. The senior from Atlantic High School. Congratulations, as she wants to wrestle somewhere at the next level. And next up, we'll have the Class 2A 235-pound state champs and place winners.
For the 235-pound weight class. In 8th place from Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln, Lillian Miller. 7th place from Ankeny, Asia Mosier. In 6th place from South Tama, Kinley Jimenez. In 5th place from Knoxville, Mariah Ripperger. In 4th place from Fort Dodge, Ava Potter. In 3rd place from North Scott, Sage Zeladini. And your runner-up from Ottumwa, Delilah Subson. And presenting the Champions Award, Coach Chris Hoger. From Cedar Rapids Prairie, your champion at 235, Amelia Reyes.
Denver, I need you to report to the tunnel area immediately, please.
Amelia Reyes of Cedar Rapids Prairie, the junior, has never placed at state and is now your state champion in Class 2A at 235. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
A 43-1 overall record. Well, scan the QR code or Call the number on your screen to support Friends of Iowa PBS. Congress recently cut $3.5 million in federal funding, the largest one-time cut in our 55-year history, impacting 18% of our budget. Despite this challenge, we remain committed to our mission. Thank you for supporting public media.
If you were an individual champion tonight, 1A and 2A, please go to the podium immediately.
The next thing we're waiting on is the final team awards. And so what happens if I'm a high school girls wrestler? What happens between now and the start of next wrestling season?
Well, to me, I think the most important thing starts, and that's freestyle. Because, and why I think it's important is if you read, as we were reading these bios, for the majority of girls, they want to go to the next level. They want to wrestle college wrestling, and that's going to be freestyle. So the next thing they should be looking to do is wrestle freestyle season, which, is coming up here in the spring.
So do they take their coaches with them? Do they get different coaches, or how is that different than what we just witnessed?
This is a great opportunity for them to wrestle, maybe some other local teams, maybe some club teams. Also continue to wrestle with their own high school teams, but maybe get some of that iron sharpens iron in that area, wrestle the best, kind of in some different rooms, and just try to get better. That's what spring and summer wrestling is to me about, is just getting better.
Again, if you just are joining the broadcast in the last hour or so, back in 2011, she wrestled the boys and placed against the boys. There's none of this. There was no girls wrestling state. And to see how far it has come, I know you have to be a little envious and jealous because this was not here, but it's awesome to see the pioneer and the foundation that you have laid. And it's really cool, too, that you have 3 young daughters. And not saying that they're going to wrestle, but the opportunity is there for them that
and that's
you did
what
not
I love
have.
for them. I wrestled boys because that's the opportunity I had. And honestly, I'm grateful for every guy that stepped out on the mat. And
not everyone did, right?
And not everyone did. And so I'm thankful for those that did, because I wouldn't be the person I am without them. But I'm extremely excited for my girls, for my niece, for all the little girls throughout the state, that they get the opportunity that I didn't.
All right. Well, we are getting word that Denver is the 1A winner of the team award, and Raccoon River is the winner of the 2A award. So congratulations to Denver and Raccoon River, your team champions, to go along with all the other individual champions that were crowned and received medals here tonight. All right. The champions have been crowned here at Extreme Arena. It's been an exciting 3.5 hours of high school girls wrestling here in Coralville. But that's not all the high school wrestling Iowa PBS has to offer. Tune in February 21st at 5:30 p.m. for the Boys High School Wrestling Championships from Des Moines on your statewide network. For the entire Iowa PBS crew and my broadcast partner, Megan Black-Campion, I'm Eric Rayleigh. Good night from Extreme Arena in Coralville.
Funding provided by
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
And by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
Pella Windows and Doors help bring your home to life. For more than 100 years, Pella has been dedicated to building a brighter future in Iowa communities. Pella Corporation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS.